The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Thunderstorms will clear, sunny spells the most, and showers in the middle.
Just wishing you the bluest sky and hoping something better comes tomorrow. Hoping all the verses rhyme and the very best of chorus as to follow all the dark and sadness. I know the things are on the way. Just hoping all the days ahead won't be as bitter as the ones behind you. Be an optimist instead, and somehow happiness will find you. Forget what happened yesterday. I know the better things are on the way. It's really good to see you rocking out and having fun, living like you just begun. Accept your life and what it brings. I hope tomorrow you find better things. I know tomorrow you'll find better things. Just wishing you the bluest sky and hoping something better comes tomorrow. Hoping all the verses rhyme and the very best of choruses too. And all the dark and sadness, I know the better things are on the way. We got a lot of good things happening up ahead. The past is gone, it's all been said. So here's to what the future brings. I know tomorrow you'll find better things. I know tomorrow you'll find better things.
It's such a simple fix. It's such a simple fix. It's a soldering iron. That's all you need. And it stops up. Stops up. So it's a solder. Just a solder. That's all. I'm going to buy a solder. Right. There's no way he's fallen asleep in the first... He's been on the phone for 4 minutes.
Hey, boss.
There we go.
You sound like a Dalek.
Is that you? What?
You sound like a Dalek.
You sound like a dickhead. Sorry?
You sound like a Dalek.
Is that how you breathe? Is that how you breathe? You snore for breathing?
Yeah?
Jeez! You should donate your body to medical science while you're still alive!
Oh, no?
Yes!
The sound sounds a bit odd tonight.
I couldn't care less.
It sounds very...
I don't care!
Where's Kath? Because I'm looking on YouTube, there's a gaping hole under the Talk Radio side.
Yeah, that's normally when Kath's in. That's rude!
Haley might fill it.
No, here's the thing, Alan. If you listened to the show...
Oh, catch up on YouTube.
If you listened to the show, you'd know where Catherine was.
Well, I didn't listen last night because I was in home.
Kath's in a coma.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be praying for her.
Okay. Not a coma, sorry. No, Kath's on holiday. Sorry, I get the two confused. He's gone. That was it. Imagine if Alan topped himself tonight because he was so concerned about... He didn't hear the reveal that Catherine was all right, and he topped himself. 0344 499 1000. I'm all right. Bit of a pain in my neck. Not the neck. The neck is the back bit. What's the front neck? You know the front neck. What do they call? So anyway, so I've got this pain, and it's on the right hand side. And if I turn my head like that, then just in there. But I can't. It feels like oh, well, today I thought I had cancer. And that's not even me making a joke. You can't make a joke like that. Genuinely, I'm feeling it, and I'm touching it, and it feels, I can't feel a gland swollen, but it's that kind of ache. It's not I've pulled a muscle. It's like an ache. And I'm thinking, oh God, I'm dying. But there's good news. I got a bed today, and I got the internet. Put those two things together. That is perfect for a middle-aged divorced man. Think you know what I'm saying. Yeah, I think you know exactly what I'm saying. I can watch Netflix in bed, which is great. Which is great news for me. So bed came, men built bed, men squeezed mattress upstairs, men put mattress on bed, men left. Iain put sheet on bed, get in bed, sleep. That was my day. Oh, and I met, if anyone knows what's wrong with the front neck. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. If anyone knows what is wrong with me, please. If you're a doctor or you have, why can't you get? Surely, here's something. I'm prepared to give this. I'm prepared to give 50% of this. We'll start the show in a minute. I am prepared to give 50% of this idea away. Okay. All I need is a boffin that can do it. On your phones now, it can read. You read your fingerprint, and from your fingerprint, it gets like your heart rate. Tells you your heart rate, tells you how many steps you've done. Well, it must be possible to put your finger on the FPR, the fingerprint reader, and for it to diagnose all diseases in your body. Or you spit on the screen and it reads your DNA. That must be possible. That sounds, 5 years ago, that would have sounded like science fiction. Now it's sounding like science, I'm going to say faction. Nothing else I can say. So if anyone has the technical, I've got the idea. I've got another bit of the idea that I'm not going to reveal on the radio because I'm not stupid. And otherwise you just run off and steal it. So that you've got like a bit of the idea, but you haven't got the main bulk of the idea. So if there's anybody listening, machine code programmer, machine code assembly language, basic, C code, binary, snake, Python. If there's anybody who can program in those languages, and can make an app for me that will do exactly what I require it to do, then could you give us a call, please? 0344 499 1000, and that we're gonna make shed loads of money. I could see the reflection, Hayley. That's how I knew that television was on. That's how I knew that you hadn't done your job properly, because I could see the reflection in that screen. That's how I did it. So, we've talked about the bed and the internet. We have talked about my medical app. We're really racing through these talking points tonight. Okay, next one. Tonight on the way into work, London was reeking of petrichor. Okay, done that one. I don't know what that says. So that's the show in a nutshell. And you can call up about any of those things I've talked about, petrichor, apps, cat's coma, any of those things whatsoever. Or maybe you think there's a big news story or a little news story that you really want to hear on the radio, and you think, oh, they don't talk enough about Muslims. There's not enough about or Brexit. You can phone in about those things, guys. You can phone in about those things. A bit discombobulated today, if I'm completely honest. It's been a busy old day. That was it. I knew that, yeah. So I met Jack from the Love Island today, the male winner of Love Island. And I love a bit of Jack and Danny. And I didn't meet Danny, but I met Jack. He had the most amazing teeth. But I tell you who I met so briefly, but I was even more impressed. I ate a salad while Jack ate a steak on television. This is how weird my job is, right? I was paid hundreds of pounds, right? I'm not going into exact figures. It was hundreds, right? To sit at a table with Jack from Love Island while he pretended to eat a steak. The steak had been cooked like the night before, so he wasn't going to eat it. And I ate a salad while the lady from Celebs Go Dating, whose name escapes me, talked about are vegetarians less attractive to women than meat eaters. I got paid hundreds of pounds for that. What is wrong with this world? Nadia Essex, that's it. Never met her before, but I like Celebs Go Dating. You know, they asked me to go on first dates, the French restaurant show. I'm not doing that. Is that the one where you have to take your clothes off? If they asked me to go on that, what's that called? Fanny Box or something? Was that called? World of Dicks or something like that. You know, the one where you've got to strip off? If they asked me to go on that, I'd consider it. I'd consider going on World of Dicks and Fanny Box. But I'm not going to go on first. But I like Celebs Go Dating. I think it's a great show, and Nadia was there, and I didn't get a chance to speak to her because I was eating a salad while sat next to Jack Derbyshire from Love Island. So that's my weird. I either did those things or I took some LSD today. I cannot remember at this stage which of those it was. 03444991000 is the telephone number. This is Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
You can listen to Talk Radio on DAB, you can download the app, or go to the website, talkradio.co.uk, and I'm proud to say that this show has the largest online figures of the station by, like, quite a long way. We still only get, like, 63 or something, but that's, like, way more than the other shows. So well done us. High fives all around. Oh, I've got a topic. I'll do that in a minute. Remind me. David!
Hello, mate.
Let's steady on.
How are you?
Well, I'm good. We don't know each other, and you've gone straight in with the mate. I respect that.
We do actually. Last time I was on, I read you a story of Buster Gonad and his.
Okay. Well, it doesn't mean we know each other.
Right, we don't know each other.
We don't know each other.
Well, kind of.
You read a cartoon.
I've had a dilemma today.
You read last time you were on. You read a comic strip from the Viz comic. It was
that was one of the better ones, by the way.
Okay. Well, what's your dilemma, mate?
Right, today.
Where to dump a body?
No, not quite. Well, maybe.
Oh.
Might get to that.
Okay.
Today, I opened a washing machine and I took out my Nottingham Forest football shirt.
Oh, okay.
And I went and hung it on the line. And my missus wasn't too happy. The things in the washing machine. And she's threatened to leave my underpants in for a week.
Hang on a minute. So because you dropped out from, either you dropped out or I switched off because it was dull. But you're saying that you opened the washing machine, you only took out your Swansea Football Club shirt.
No, Nottingham Forest.
I do apologise. So you took out your Notts County shirt.
Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest.
Okay, I don't know. So you took out. This Derby County.
It's a disgusting act, I admit.
You hung that out to dry, but you didn't take anything else out to dry.
No, I left things in the washing machine.
I must have. But now, do you have a washing line or do you use a clothes horse?
I've got a washing line.
How working class of you? Hello.
At least I know how to use the pegs.
You don't know how to use the phone,
eh?
So. Is it a line or is it one of the spinny ones?
One of those spinny ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know people still had those.
Yeah, quite primitive here in Nottingham, you know.
Okay. Well, then you're a shit of a man, and you deserve everything you get. And I'm going to come and make love to your wife, and you can watch, but you can't touch.
Good luck with that one.
Thank you very much.
I don't get nowhere.
Well, here's the thing, right? One of the things I hate more than anything in the world, right? There are two things I hate in the world. One of them is taking the stuff out of the dishwasher. Yeah, that's right. I got a dishwasher in my farm.
I'm amazed I even knew how to open the washing machine door.
Yeah, you got to wait. You got to wait. How much of your life? You none. I'm speaking to the mums. How much? And the men who are in touch with their side, with their female side. How much time have you wasted crouched by the washing machine, trying to open it? No. Just wait for the click. It's 2 minutes. It's literally 120 seconds. Wait for the click. But no, you just keep going. No, not done yet. Not done yet. Come on, you bugger. Not done yet.
I don't even know how to use the dishwasher.
Well, here's the dishwashers are a con, and having just got a dishwasher, I'm reminded what a con they are.
Well, most people just have children. We don't need dishwashers, you know. We used to have a rotor on the wall, we did, saying who's got to do pots on different days of the week.
Why are you reminding me that my kids don't live with me?
We were the dishwashers.
And they're laughing at that. Here's the thing. When you have a dishwasher, you don't just buy dishwasher tablets that are expensive. You've got to buy cleaning fluid. What the hell is that? Rinse-aid and salt.
Yeah.
Rinse-aid and salt. Yeah. So a wash in a dishwasher, it's about 15 quid a pop.
It takes as long to stack it and unstack it than it does to just bloody wash yourself anyway.
Exactly. I hate it. I hate it. And I also hate hanging out the washing. Now, I've got, I'm not common anymore, so I haven't got a clothesline or a rotary. I've got a clothes horse.
Oh, all right, yeah.
But it's such a fun. You do it, and it just by the time if you're doing all your socks and pants, it takes forever.
Yeah. Well, don't know what I did to make things better. I went back and I got her things out and pegged them out to make her a bit happier.
Right. Well, that's you're. Well, then you have.
I'm good at drilling holes though and putting pictures up.
Yes, sir. He's good at drilling. Oh.
Yeah.
I can't. Here's the thing.
I'm good at doing all the man things in the house.
How many children have you got?
Oh, 4.
Okay, well, you're quite good at that.
They've all left home.
I can't drill. I can't put things on the wall. And luckily enough, in this new farmhouse, there are some hooks up on the wall already. But they're only strong enough. They're only strong enough for the tiny pictures. I've got a massive poster of a Bruce Lee film in a big frame. I want to hang that up, but none of the tiny hooks are strong enough for it. So what do? I just lean it against the wall.
Give me a call. I'll come and do it for you.
Yes. Hey, you're in Nottingham.
I am in Nottingham.
I might be coming to Nottingham in a couple of weeks.
Yeah? Oh, brilliant.
To kill you. No, yeah. I might be coming to Nottingham in a couple of weeks to go and see Stephen Page. I don't know. Stephen Page is in the country, guys. StephenPage.com, former singer of the Bare Naked Ladies, touring with Kevin Fox on the old cello and Craig Northey on the guitar. They played over here a few months ago. They're playing again. I'm off Friday. I don't know if you guys know that. Who cares? To go and see them at the Union Chapel. So go and see them. If you come to the Union Chapel, come and say hello. But they're going to be in the studio. Oh, yeah, they're going to be in the studio on Thursday. We've got a band coming in. I should say that to the production team. There's a band coming in on Thursday to play some songs. 0344 499 1000. So, today I got loads of furniture delivered, including 4 flat pack dining room chairs. And I thought, I'm going to build these because this can't be that difficult. And it wasn't. It was quite easy, but it was hot, so hot. It's too hot. So I'm building them. I'm thinking, I'd like to watch a movie. Now I've got the internet. Came on about 12 o'clock. Now I've got the internet. I'd like to watch a movie. Good old Netflix. I booted up Netflix, right? And the first film I chose to watch, because I've heard there's a documentary floating around. There's 2 documentaries I want to see. One about Robin Williams, and one, I think there's a documentary about David Spade. I think I've got that right. Maybe it's Dana Carvey. Anyway, I think it's David Spade. And so I wanted to see this David Spade documentary, and I thought it was on the Netflix. So I went to search, and I typed in David Spade. I didn't. I typed in Dav, and then loads of names came up, and one of them was David Spade. So they didn't have the documentary there. Right, if anyone knows where I can watch it legally, of course, let me know. But they came up with a load of movies that's got David Spade in, right? And I saw one of them. I thought, oh, I'm going to give that a go. It looks like a lot of fun. I've seen the posters around. It looks like a lot of fun. So I spent a little over 2 hours today watching the David Spade, Adam Sandler movie, Grown Ups. I'm a 45-year-old man, and I made the decision. I was sober, I was straight, and I made a decision to watch Grown Ups. What was I thinking? Sam loves it. You seen it, Hayley? You love it? Oh, jeez. This is the problem with you kids, right? Kids. You didn't have the great classics. You didn't have the classic movies the comedy movies that we grew up with, like Stir Crazy, or It's a Mad World. You know, classic comedies. Genevieve, classic comedies. You didn't have these. Passport to Pimlico. Didn't have these. So you think that Grown Ups is a good movie. It's not. In the history of movies, Grown Ups sucks. And it's about these horrible men, these horrible... I'm going to say fat, but I don't mean that they're hot. I'm just using that as a descriptive word. That's not part of what's horrible about them. But these horrible men... Right, who haven't grown up. They're immature men. There were these films. I'm surprised Vince Vaughn wasn't in it. I bet he was on set for at least 5 days when they filmed it. But they're all about man babies. And their wives have to put... And all their wives are like really stunning wives. And they're all... The wives are like, oh, my body's so unpleasant now. And I've... Just like really stunning wives and these horrible man babies who could never get wives that hot in their lives, right? And someone dies. They were kids once, and now they're men. And someone dies, and they go back, and they've lost touch with what it's like to be alive. And they play basketball. Jeez. And it's awful. I can think of one laugh. There's one laugh when the 4-year-old is still being breastfed. Because that happens. That's funny because it happens and it's weird. And anyone that breastfeeds a 4-year-old, personally, I think it's some kind of sex crime. I'm not even joking about that. That's weird. 4-year-olds breastfeeding. So that bit was funny. There was an old lady that farted. There was some hot girls bending over and fixing a car. I mean, it was that kind of movie. So I watched that while I was building these chairs. It took a little bit longer than I thought to build these chairs. And but I did it. Got 4 dining chairs now. Yes, man. And so I watched it. And I thought, you know what? That film was terrible. So I'm going to watch Grown Ups 2 immediately after. Immediately after I watch Grown Ups 2. Now, it's confusing because Grown Ups 2 is 3 years after Grown Ups 1, right? So the kids in it are now like horny teenagers, and it doesn't Rob Schneider isn't in it, and some of the superfluous. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't follow on at all from Grown Ups. Doesn't make any. They're in a different place. They've all. And while I'm watching it, I'm reading about it. And I'm reading IMDb, and it's going, this is one of the worst films ever made. It got nominated for 8 Razzies, I think it is, that they nominate for lousy films. It's like a record. and it's a terrible film. And I got 20 minutes into it, and I just went, Jesus, oh man, I'm gonna gouge my eyes out with a knife if I carry on watching this. So I stopped watching it. And then I watched a little bit of Talladega Nights, and that was rubbish. You probably love that as well, because you're an idiot, Sam. And then I watched... What did I settle on the end? It don't matter. So here's the phone in. Here's the phone in, right? Grown Ups 1, whatever the kids over there say, was a terrible, terrible film. It did not deserve a sequel. The only sequel that Adam Sandler's ever done, trivia fans. It did not deserve a sequel. So, one of the phone-in things I'm throwing out there is terrible, terrible films that got a sequel that they didn't deserve. 0344 499 1000. Okay? Terrible films that got a sequel that they didn't deserve because the first one was so terrible. 0344 499 1000. The switchboard is empty, guys. So what that says to me is you are all mourning the fact that Catherine is in a coma. She's not in a coma. She's on a holiday. It was a slip of the tongue. So phone in and celebrate life. You'll speak to Hayley. She'll take your name and number and give you a call straight back. It won't cost you nothing. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. This is the Late Night Alternative with just Iain Lee. Weeknights from 10 on Talk Radio.
Late night conversation worth losing sleep over. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
0344 499 1000. Slow on the phones, guys. That's why we've had to go to Mark. Good evening, Mark.
We have to go to Mark. What are you talking about, man?
I'm saying that if I had a full switchboard, Mark...
We have to go to Mark. That's a life chance to lose, man.
Yes, exactly. If we had a full switchboard, I would not be going to you.
I'd be the last one you'd click on, man.
Yeah, exactly. And you're the only one, but so...
I know. Yes, you are the only... You're saying that Billy Bragg, man. Yes, you are the only
I've only
one.
heard one Billy Bragg album, and is it Waking Up the Neighbourhood?
I don't know. The best Billy Bragg album is called Workers' Playtime.
Well, if you don't know the one I'm talking about, how do you know that the one I'm talking about is not...
No, talk to Taxman about poetry.
Sorry?
Is that an album?
Yeah, but if you don't know the one I'm talking about, how do you know that the one I'm talking about is not the best Billy Bragg album?
I don't know. Exactly. I can't do the accent. I don't know, man.
You know we've had Billy Bragg on this show. Hello.
You've had Billy Bragg on the show?
Yeah.
Well, he's talking about socialism.
He talks about
What was that, Muttley? What was that voice you just did, Muttley?
No, that wasn't it. It's more...
Do it again, man. Do that one more time.
I can't. Please. It hurts my throat.
Do it again, please. That was brilliant. Do something, Muttley!
Did they ever catch that pigeon?
I don't know. Give me medal. Give me medal.
Give me medal. No, that's not. He didn't talk like that. Give me medal. What do you want, Mark?
He didn't talk like you just did it. He talked like I spoke it.
What do you want, Mark?
I don't know. You cut me off because you rubbish game the other night. It was yes or no, and then some rubbish number game.
Well, you
got like a 10. Ian.
Yes.
Just listen while I'm talking to you.
Well, no, but you come on here and you've libelled me.
Why have I libelled you?
Because it wasn't a rubbish yes/no game, and it wasn't a rubbish numbers game. They were both brilliant.
You got like a 10-second delay, right? So when I was getting through, right, it was a yes/no game.
All right, then.
I won it.
Do you want to play the yes/no game?
Then you changed the rules, and when I got through, it was a numbers game. That was rubbish, man.
Do you want to play the yes/no game?
Do you want to do it?
Do you want to do it?
Do you want to do it, man?
Well,
we already started. We've already started.
Stop being an idiot. Do you want to play? Do you want to play?
That one,
you can't talk. You can't talk when I'm. Do you want to play the game?
Can I play the game?
No, you can't answer with a question. Do you want to play the game?
I do want to play the game.
Shall I start the clock?
If you want to.
Okay. What's your name? What's your name?
Do you want to start the clock?
No, right. Well, you've been. If I were Des O'Connor, you'd be disqualified now.
You're never going to win this game, man. I'm brilliant at it.
No, you just won't shut up, man.
Says Iain Lee. You won't shut up, man. Do you ever shut up?
It's my job to talk, and I'm a genius.
Everybody else. louder than everybody else. Is it your job to talk?
It's literally my job to talk.
Oh, did you feel the pause there where he was struggling not to say that and that?
No, we're not playing that game.
Yeah. What game are we playing?
The game of love, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum. The purpose of a man is to love a woman, and the purpose of a woman is to...
Right, anyway, Ian, stop singing, right? The reason I rang up was you're into digitise, right? And Biffo and teletext.
Not really. I mean, I know him.
Yeah, you did.
I've met him a couple of times, and he's a really, really nice, talented guy. I like him, but I'm not really into him. I'm not like a fanboy. I'm not sat there with my. I'm not sat there watching my VHS tapes. Will you shut up? I'm not sat there masturbating over VHS tapes of CFAX like you are.
Some pixelated nonsense.
Yeah, I'm not there. I'm not there touching myself, playing bamboozle.
See, press the green button if you know the answer. Bamboozle. You're proper into teletext, you. I've seen you on the website.
What do you want?
I don't want anything. Just chatting away.
Okay, right. Thanks. Well, thanks for calling. I really appreciate it. Let's go to Tony. Good evening, Tony.
Hello.
Hello, Tony.
Yeah.
Hello, Tony. What have you got for us tonight on this holiest of nights? The night Jesus was born.
I just wanted to go on about, he's talking about, bad remakes of film.
Oh, he's not. Okay, yeah.
I'd just like to say, you're talking about your Evil Dead, your Die Hard, and things like that, which are absolutely atrocious.
Hang on.
Remakes, know.
God, it's such an easy concept and no one can get it. Right. Die Hard. How old are you, Tony?
Well, 54.
I was going to say 57. I'd have been 3 out, and that's not good enough for me. Right.
Not too bad.
But Die Hard is a good film, yeah?
Yeah, one or two of them are, but on the whole, it's just a copy of all the others, you know?
Yeah, but here's the thing about Die Hard. All of the Die Hard movies are brilliant.
Well, I disagree with you, but there we are.
Well, you're wrong. And you know that Die Hard 4, the one in Russia, that was supposed to be a Lethal Weapon movie?
No.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a Lethal Weapon movie. That's why. And then they.
That's the same. Lethal Weapon. They're the same.
I've never seen a Lethal Weapon movie.
Oh, trust me. Once you've seen one, you've seen them all.
I trust you. But that wasn't the phone-in. The phone-in was. It's so easy. People on Twitter weren't getting this. It's so easy. The phone-in is not crap remakes, right?
Yeah.
The phone-in was films that are so bad, like the first film that is so bad that they don't deserve a sequel, but yet they still make a sequel.
Well, yes, Evil Dead for one.
Right, the first Evil Dead was good, yeah?
Yes.
Right, so it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
That's what I'm saying. That's my point.
What is your point?
That they're making sequels to, crap films. The first one was a good film, frightened everyone, and then they go make a stupid sequel.
We've had, not on this show, but Bruce Campbell. I've interviewed Bruce Campbell. Anyway.
Yeah.
Right, but you've misunderstood the phone-in. Hang on.
What way?
Right, hang on, stay there.
Yes.
David?
Hello.
David, could you explain the phone-in to Tony, please?
Very funny. I know exactly. So what it is they've got the first film is quite bad, and then so it shouldn't have a sequel. Like the good film, if it has a sequel, it doesn't matter if it's bad or good. But you're not understanding the phone-in.
I see. I'm terribly sorry. I misunderstood.
Right.
So if it's a bad film and then it gets a sequel, then it didn't deserve the sequel. It doesn't matter. If it was a good first film, then maybe it deserved a sequel,
Yeah.
So, Tony, does Evil Dead still fit into that category?
No.
Right.
No, not in that sense.
Does Die Hard fit into that category?
Yeah, I think so.
But the first Die Hard is good, is it?
Well, it was good as a first movie.
Right, so it doesn't fit. David! I thought he had it then. It doesn't fit into the category.
I know what you're saying. I understand.
So you've got to think of it a totally different film now, because it's not the same, is it? If it's a good first film and then the second one is bad, not a good one, but it's.
So the first film, right? The first film has to be bad.
Right.
Right.
I'm with you.
So does Die Hard fit into that category?
No, not really in that respect, no.
And it doesn't fit into that category because?
Because the first film wasn't a good film.
Was a good film?
Yeah.
Right, exactly. So the first film has to be bad, so that they finish it. You finish the first film and go, well, that was bad. There'll never be a sequel to it, and then a year later they make a sequel to it, and you go, what? Yeah. But the first film was so bad. Why have they made a sequel?
Yeah, I've cottoned on now.
All right, give us a call back later on if you think of any, Tony. It's nice to talk to you, mate.
And you. Thank you very much for your time.
I appreciate the call, Tony. Thank you. David, stay there. We'll come to you straight after this. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
Neon lit night talk for torch singers, trolley dollies, and train wrecks like me. Never know just where the conversation will take you.
What I'm going to say sounds ridiculous.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Let's get some traction. Let's get some traction. With David. Oh, that was it. Yes, David.
Hello.
I'm sorry I had to put you in that position of...
It's all right. I was finding it quite funny, to be honest.
I think it was helpful for all of us to have it explained by a different voice.
Well, of course, yeah.
Thank you.
It's important, yes.
It's like a fresh pair of eyes. What is that thing? You know when you're looking for your keys, right? For example... Yeah. And you look everywhere and you can't find them, and you look everywhere 2 or 3 times and you can't find them, and then you say to someone, come and give us a fresh pair of eyes. I can't see my keys. I'm sure they're here. And then they go, yeah, they're there on the table. And you go, look there. How there must be. What is the phenomenon where you are temporarily blind to the thing you are looking for?
I don't know.
Okay, well, that's the end of that conversation. What have you got for us, David?
No, I was just calling because you were talking a little bit about the app earlier on of the medical, the kind of, diagnosis.
Oh, yeah, this is the app. This is the app. This is my idea. Copyright me.
Yeah.
You touch your fingerprint on your phone and it does a full reading and tells you all the diseases you've got.
It's coming along. I've seen, it's a few years ago now, I was reading an article about a small box that you can put a small piece of blood inside the box.
Yeah.
And it will go through microfibers and spin it around, and the the centrifugal forces and so on. And it will not everything. It's just a few things. It's got a diagnosis of up to about 100 diseases. I think it is.
Well, the thing I will have 1,000 diseases at least, and then you can buy.
I'm not saying that's a great idea.
You can buy extra diseases in-app.
You can buy, an extra purchases that you might want. Yeah. Here's an in-app purchase that I was thinking would be a good idea, right?
Yeah.
So all you do is you have, in your car you have like a range, 150 miles. If you continue driving in this fashion with this amount of petrol left, you've got that much time left in your tank.
Yes.
Now, a good in-app purchase would be if you could continue living the life that you are living right now. How long you'd have like a kind of, like, put it this way, you've got your Fitbit on your wrist and you've got your...
This idea is lekker, yes.
Yeah, so if you do the little thing, that you've got a little bit of, this purchase gets you 1,000 more, download this, it gets you 1,000 more diseases, download this one, you've got the range of your life, you've got your desk clock on the side of the...
A desk
the other side of the app, like a death, or life. It'll either have.
How long you're going to live for?
Yeah.
Well, you called it a desk. Oh, a death clock, right?
No, a desk clock. A desk clock, like a table. No, not like a table.
A death clock. Okay, so that's an in-app purchase for what? 99p or something, yeah?
Well, it's up to you, really. It's not my app. I can't do this.
Okay, I don't want to put blood in a box. I think
at the moment you have to do the blood.
No. My app is just going to read your fingerprint.
But it's about the sweat on your fingerprint, or
it's like the biorhythms.
biorhythm of your fingerprint. No,
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I've never been.
Can I ask you two questions, David? Are you medically trained?
No.
Right. And are you computer literate? Could you build this app?
Yeah, I'm actually a coder. That's what I do for a living. So.
Oh, hang on a minute. Okay, well, I was about to send you on your way with a thick ear, but come a little bit closer. You're my kind of man.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do we do? So I've given you the idea.
Well, I'm not a medical professional, so I can't do it, unfortunately. Well, I mean, I can build the app if you've got a medical professional involved, and you could tell me how to make it work.
Well,
I can make it look nice, I can make it functional.
Okay, so David, you can make... Okay, well, this is a start. Do you know what? Sometimes I'm accused of being too negative. So, David, you can make the app look nice, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I can make it do whatever you want, but just not the medical side of things.
Well, that's kind of what I want it to do, is the medical. You're saying you can make it do whatever you want, apart from the one thing that I want. That's a little bit shonky.
Well, it's progress, isn't it? I don't know if you could code an app. Or could you?
Sounds like a challenge.
Well, go for it. I think it's a great idea. I think if you can get the right person on board, it'll do really well, but you do currently need to put your blood inside of a little box, and it'll only do about 100.
In mine, you will not have to put blood in a box.
Honestly, I'm excited. I'm very, very excited about this. Okay. I mean, keep my number on file. I'll very happily do it.
I like your attitude, David. You're sparky, you're spunky, you're full of vim and vigour, and I like that. Thank you, David. I noticed an accent, and that just goes to show British people are lazy, foreigners rock. Let's go to Lydia. Good evening, Lydia.
Hiya.
Are you medically trained in any way?
Oh, no. No, I am a therapist, though. So,
It's not medicine, is it?
No, I was actually talking about film. That's why I called.
Oh, okay. Oh, go on. Okay, let's see. Let's see if you've got the concept. Go on.
Yeah, well, Sex and the City was crap, the first one, and splashy as hell.
Yes, man.
And the second one was no good.
Because I went and saw You've got it. She's got it. The first film was crap, and they made a sequel. They were going to make a third one, but then Kim Cattrall fell out with Sarah Jessica Parker. I know so much about Sex and the City. Because I used to love the series. I used to love the series because it was funny. It was a little bit dirty. I had a huge crush on Kim Cattrall. And it was good, well-made.
Is that the ginger one?
No, that's the old one.
Okay. Oh, right, okay. Got it, yeah.
Okay. And when I went to New York about 10 years ago, I went on a Sex and the City tour.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I went and saw the movie, and the movie was just awful.
Yeah.
Absolutely awful. I've never seen anything as bad as that in my life. And I didn't see the second one. Did you go and see the second one?
I saw it on DVD. I didn't bother to buy a ticket.
And it's just them in the desert, isn't it? On a camel.
Yeah. It's just stupid.
Such a shame. I love those potty-mouthed ladies. They're so much fun. They're so free. It makes New York look like such a sexy city. But then if they're not even going to be in New York, I don't want to know. I don't want to. And also, they were kind of, for the roles they were playing, these carefree, promiscuous women. Well, maybe they weren't too old. I don't know. Maybe that's a little bit mean of me. But
it also kind of set up. Where were they? Abu Dhabi, however you pronounce it. Kind of set it up to be a bit. I don't know, like racially insensitive, I guess.
Now, funny you should say that, because George Galloway's producer, Mark Machado, said that it was a little bit racist, but he is a person of colour, and I thought maybe he just had a chip on his shoulder. That's kind of a joke. We're going to get complaints about that. But as I hadn't seen the film, I wasn't sure. But you're backing that up, that it's kind of what is it? It kind of falls on racial stereotypes about Arabs.
Yeah. God. And they have to hide, and they have to put a veil on to hide, and it gets a bit like...
Ban the burqas in the Sex and the City movies, is what I say. Yeah. Boris Johnson would hate that movie.
I know.
All right, Lydia, that's on the list. Thank you for understanding what is actually a very simple simple premise that some people couldn't get. Let's try Ian. Good evening, Ian.
Right. Just finding up about the movies.
No, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. No, you're not. Oh, but people are such dickheads. Not you, Ian. Right, so Charmless Nurk is just saying, I tried to call in but didn't get called back. Presumably blacklisted. No, you're not blacklisted. We could call in again, you idiot. Stop this sense of entitlement. I only saw one person come up on the screen that didn't get called back because they're banned, and it wasn't you.
Was it Mo?
It wasn't Mo. Mo stopped calling in because we kind of told Mo off air, don't bother calling in anymore, mate. You're not welcome. So please, people, if you don't get called back immediately, put down your handbag, stop having a hissy fit, stop being entitled little babies, and get on with it. Anyway, Ian, chill out, man.
For me, I think Big Mama's House and Big Mama's House 2, shocking.
Was Big Mama's House 1 bad?
Yeah, it's terrible. Martin Lawrence.
Right. So you're saying, is this the one where he plays like a Big Mama?
That's the one, yeah.
Why would he do that?
God knows, I forgot all about the thing. You mentioned it, and I can just remember that one. And Ace Ventura and Ace Ventura 2.
I've never seen an Ace Ventura movie. I don't think.
Don't.
Are they not good?
Crap, to be honest. Ain't funny at all.
Okay. Well, I like what's his name? Not Howard Stern. Jim Carrey. I like Jim Carrey's later movies, although I think he's a complete nut job.
Yeah, his later stuff is getting better, but I think he stopped acting the prick now, ain't he? You know what I mean?
Stop acting the prick. That sums him up perfectly. I think he might have done, Ian. Thank you very much. Matt, it keeps going to voicemail. For God's sakes, man. Your phone is to cock, and your attitude. There we go. Let's try Hemo. Good evening, Hemo.
Hello.
Hello, Hemo.
Got a little rhyme for you.
Okay.
Kim Cattrall, sexy as hell, and she gets boobies out on TV as well.
Yeah, she is sexy as hell. I remember one episode where she's riding, riding like a swing, naked or something.
Yeah, with the Absolute Vodka guy.
Yeah. That was a very powerful image in my mind.
I quite enjoyed watching that programme when I was a teenage boy.
Well, I used to love it, and it was kind of, it was perceived as a girls' programme, right? And so girls would watch it. But I didn't know any other blokes that watched it, but I was very happy to watch it, because it was a bit sexy, and sometimes you got to see a bit of boob and a bit of bum. But
Did
also...
you ever watch Quick? Go on.
But also, you got me quick, yeah. But also, I thought it was funny. I thought it was a funny show.
It was.
Okay. Is that what you called in for, your poem?
No, I've got more.
I look forward to it.
I've got a film.
Yeah?
All right, a sequel one.
Yeah.
Troll 2.
Sorry?
Troll 2.
Troll 2?
Yeah.
What's that?
It's a film.
Yeah.
It's known as one of the worst films ever.
Yeah.
And basically, it's nothing to do with Troll 1 whatsoever.
Right, is Troll 1 good?
I've never seen Troll 1.
Right, well, so you've just found... What is it? Right, hang on. Stay there. Nick?
Hi.
Can you explain the phone into Hemo, please?
Oh, yes, it's just general madness.
No, you're right. No, it's not. Right, hang on.
I got it.
Cleo?
Yes?
Can you explain the phone in to Hemo, please?
Clack first film, which did not deserve a sequel.
Troll 2.
Right. So,
Troll 2.
But you've not seen the first film, the first Trolls.
Yeah, I know, but I know the second one didn't deserve it.
Well, the second one didn't deserve what?
To be made.
But flip it, right. Cut him off. He's gone. Hemo's gone. He's an idiot. What an idiot. Sorry you had to be part of that, Cleo. Hemo deserves everything he gets.
I love it when they don't get the right anyhow.
How could he not get... He's not seen the first one, and he's just phoned in to say, I've got a crap film for you. That's not the phone-in.
He simply cannot judge the quality of the first one.
Oh, man. Well, luckily we got rid of that idiot, so...
Well,
Well, you might be calling me an idiot in a second because I'm going to suggest Rocky.
Right. But the first Rocky's
was
great.
Pop. Ah, shit.
The first Rocky's a great movie.
The sequel? Oh, it's awful.
And Rocky 2 is great.
Rocky 2 is amazing. But Rocky 1 is born.
Well, that's not the calling, is it?
Who is that?
It is.
Is that Hemo?
Yeah, someone else is an idiot now, aren't they?
I cut you off. Who put you back on?
Here. I'm still here. I've got something else I want to say.
Go on.
Oh.
How many cities have you ever had sex in?
That is a great question. Stay there, Hemo. Stay there, Cleo. Stay there, Nick. 0344 499 1000. The late night alternative on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Massive reductions, massive reductions. They're laying me up all because of inflation. I'm losing my job and my reputation. Buy my big house, my credit card, now it's hello to welfare. I hear that everybody's going there. They're making massive reductions to stay alive. Oh, I'm making massive reductions.
Yes, man! 80s kinks. 80s kinks. Approach with caution, but approach nonetheless. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio with myself. Catherine is no longer with us for the next 2 weeks. She's on holiday. We are very simple phone in tonight. You can phone about anything you want, and we got Nick, we got Cleo, Oga, Hemo, all these guys. We got the greatest callers. We got the greatest callers. Really trying to work on my truck. We got the greatest callers. The greatest car. So sequel. The first So films that were so bad that you thought, well, they'll never make a sequel to that, but then they make a sequel, because I watched Grown Ups today, which was awful, and then I even started watching Grown Ups 2. and wanted to cut my ears off and hump them. We were talking to Hemo and Cleo. What? Hey, we spoke to you two.
Yeah, but we'll just sort of like...
Get lost. Hemo?
Yes.
Get lost. We spoke to those guys. What are they still doing on? He asked how many cities have you had sex in? 69? It's probably about 3. Let's go to Olga. Good evening, Olga. Turn your radio off, please, Olga.
Okay, Google. Volume 1.
No, Google volume 0. That volume 1 is on.
Okay, Google. Volume 0.
Or Google off.
Okay, it's fine. Google.
This is how lazy we are, right? So we used to have to get up and go to the other side of the room to turn something down or off, right? And then we got lazy, and you could sit there, and you could pick up a remote control and point it and zap it. And now we're so lazy, we don't even want to lift our arms. We just sit there and go, Google off, please. When you speak to your robot butler, do you say please and thank you?
Sometimes I just go, bitch, can you say...
Whoa, dude! Apologies for any... Come on, man, you can't say that!
Well, sometimes you need to say...
No, you don't. Apologies to anyone offended by Olga's robotic sexism.
She's actually my favourite girl in the whole world.
Well, do you know what? Having spoken to you a couple of times, that doesn't surprise me in the slightest. You sound like a very sad individual.
She sets an alarm for me. She does everything I need to do.
Everything?
She does my shopping, except for the sex, obviously.
Well, you can just get a file and get a small groove in the side.
Nah, Google's not going to do that.
Google's not going to do that. Google can do most things. Google won't do that. It's going to happen, though, man. You know sex bots are on the rise.
If you're in Japan, yes.
Not just Japan. England.
No, it's illegal in this country.
No, sex bots are illegal in England.
I'm pretty sure they are.
No, they're not. Sex bots are illegal.
Well, good luck finding one then.
We found one.
You can't just go to Curry's and go, can I have a sex bot?
They don't sell them in Curry's, but we spoke to a bloke. We interviewed an actual sex bot owner and his sex bot.
Well, this is why I listen to this radio show.
Well, you learn all of these things. You can maybe I tell you what. We'll do a crowdfunding source. We'll do a crowdfunding for your source, and we'll buy you a sex bot.
I reckon we might have more luck if we crowdfund your app for medicine stuff.
No, I don't want any crowdfunding for my app for medicine stuff, because then I have to share the profits with the idiots that just cashed in on it. So I want all the profit for this.
Yeah, man.
This is going to make me money. So this is my app for a phone. You put your thumb on the little keypad thing, and it scans your body, and it tells you what diseases you've got.
Well, yeah, man, good luck.
Yeah, no, I don't need good luck.
Well, my girlfriend's actually trying to call me, and she says, call me if you're free.
Girlfriend.
I'm just going to send her a
girlfriend.
text.
All right, mate. All right, mate. No.
I love you more than I love her.
Go. Your girlfriend's calling you. Of course she is,
No,
mate.
I'm just telling her, give me 1 minute.
Have you ever heard of the football commentator, now deceased, called Jimmy Hill?
I'm not that English, but yeah.
Have you ever heard of the gentleman called Chin E Rekon?
Chin E Rekon?
Chin E Rekon.
I'm learning new things.
You don't? Yeah, there's a guy called Chin E Rekon.
Right.
He was friends with Jimmy Hill.
Okay.
And just you talking about your girlfriend makes me think of Chin E Rekon and Jimmy Hill.
Okay.
Okay, that's all I'm saying.
All right.
As long as you got those statistics.
I've got that right. Did you manage to catch the film Jim Bob then?
Jim Bob?
Yeah, Jim Bob.
Jim Bob?
Junebug, the one we spoke about the last time I called in.
Have we spoken before?
I asked you if you'd seen the film Junebug, and you went no, but you're gonna try to check it out.
Oh yeah, I saw it. It was awful. What a waste of 2 hours of my life.
Yeah, that's the thing. You have to be into those sort of films for it to be interesting.
Now he tells me. So not only did I not actually watch the film, but if I had have watched it, I would have wasted my time watching it because I wouldn't have liked it. Thanks, Olga.
Well, that only says so much about your taste in films.
It says more about my taste in films I haven't seen than your taste in films.
Well, you've seen the film Grown Ups, and I would have never watched that, considering that...
It's great. You should watch it.
You've actually stated yourself it's a rubbish film.
Well, I'm only saying Grown Ups is a rubbish film so that more people don't watch it because I want to keep it to myself. I want to keep it as my own little secret. It's actually a brilliant film.
Yourself in the world, then.
Yeah, exactly. I recommend you should watch Grown Ups, but I think you should watch Grown Ups 2 because it's even better. I wouldn't even watch Grown Ups. I'd watch Grown Ups 2 if I was you.
Well, I saw the first 15 minutes of the first one, and then I went, oh, not Adam Sandler again.
Okay. Well,
you get my point.
I get you. To be honest, I kind of stopped listening.
All right, man. I'm really sorry. So the film Junebug was interesting or not interesting? You said.
It was not interesting.
What a shame.
Well, but I didn't watch it, so
you know what the thing is, right?
Yes.
One of the reasons why I recommended the film is because the last couple of months, right, we've been suffering from a bug, and it's a really, really hot bug. Hot bug. Like, yeah, it's like the whole night, it's like 50 degrees, you can't sleep, you're all sweating and stuff, I just felt like just throw that in there, we're having a June bug, or maybe a July bug.
Yeah. So keep talking, otherwise you can hear me typing.
All right, then. No problem. I can recommend a film for the next conversation we have, if you want.
Yeah. Well, is it... Right. I tell you what I'm typing, right? This is rude of me.
Okay.
But someone just messaged me on Twitter saying, did I see you at such and such a place today? And I sent them a private message saying, yes, I did. Yes, you did. But I don't want to... say not like a sex club. I said, yeah, but you did see me there, but I'm not replying publicly because I don't want people to know where I live. She saw me near the farm. So then
I thought they might have seen you at the restaurant that you went with your friend from Love Island.
We weren't in a restaurant. We were in the Good Morning Britain television studios.
Doing the politics round.
With Jack from Love Island, yes. So I replied, you did. And she went, oh, well, if you live near there, me and my family live on this street. She gave me a very specific location, right? Very specific. If you ever fancy coming round, meeting the family, you can, right? So nothing in it. Just being nice, neighbourly. The specific location she gave me is exactly where I live. Exactly. Right. Exactly.
Someone must be stalking you then.
Well, she must live in my house. Because she has described a very, very specific thing. I don't want to go into detail because I don't want to give clues because people like Olga will turn up with these crap films for me to watch. But she has said something very specific. And I went, that's exactly where, that's like almost the grid reference to where I live. So I was just typing to her saying, this is weird, man. I might be getting involved in like a sex cult or something.
Actually, yeah.
Hello.
On the issue of where you live.
Yes, let's go to Olga. Good evening, Olga. You're on the air.
Are you in any way related to Stuart Lee?
Yes, I am.
You're related to Stuart Lee, the comedian who's on TV right now doing a show called Content Provider or something.
I am. He is my brother. We don't talk about it often, but I thoroughly recommend you watch Content Provider. It's great. First half, I think, is better than the second half, but it's got a great payoff at the end. I really do recommend it. But we don't bang on about it too much because we don't really get on.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't get on because you were born in Slough and he was born in some other shire.
Yeah, well, you know, My mum had a car.
Very good.
Thanks so much for your call, Ogre. I really appreciate your time. Do go and watch Grown Ups 2 if you get the opportunity. It's a wonderful movie. 03444991000, the late night alternative on Talk Radio.
Whispering lunar incantations for cross parents, cross dressers.
Did you know this about me?
And cross rail workers.
Steel and polycarbonate.
The late night alternative with Iain Lee.
I've got a very poor internet connection.
On Talk Radio.
Sex expert or sexpert reveals how using her vibrator 6 times a day caused pelvic floor pain that left her hobbling around the office. Sexpert Nadia Bakodi has told how her doctor banned her from using her vibrator after it caused pelvic pain so severe it left her hobbling around the office. This really is a story that you just got to be so careful these days, haven't you? With things like that. Okay, so I'm just looking for something there. I couldn't find it. Okay. Oh, where's it gone? The Sydney-based sexpert became obsessed with the sex toy and used it up to 6 times a day on the Turbo setting, named after the fast snail from the movies, Turbo. According to the Mirror Online, Nadia, 34, could not work out what was causing the pain at first and approached her doctor for STI tests, but when they came back clear, the medic advised Nadia to take a break in an exchange she described as embarrassing and hilarious. Then they've got a picture of her on the bed naked, and then they've got a picture of a vibrator, just in case you wondered what it looked like. Okay, it goes on, and then there's pictures of her in her pants. Okay, that's a weird story. I don't understand. That's the kind of story started and then it finished. Nick!
Hi! Hi! Oh, how are you? Are you good?
I'm good, thank you, Nick, yes.
Oh, that sounds nasty. That thing with the vibrator sounds nasty.
Didn't it just?
I'd just like to say... I know
6 times a day. 6 times a day.
Oh, she should take it out.
I think, and give it a wash. Make sure she gives it a wash.
Can I just say, I had no idea you've interviewed Bruce Campbell. I will have to look that up because he's a king of horror cheese. I've loved all his movies.
He was a tough one. I'm trying to find. Someone runs a website,
especially the medieval one he did when he went back to medieval days.
Oh, that was all right. If you go to IainLeeVault.com, it'll be up there somewhere. Someone puts everything up. So
I will look for that. And also, going back, Kim Cattrall. Remember the scene when she was howling in the changing room with all the jock straps?
Yes, I do, yeah.
I bet you knocked one out for that, didn't you?
Steady on, fella. She's the same age as Theresa May. And Jacob Rees-Mogg is only 4 years older than me. What a world we live in.
It's going back a bit. And also, I'm a little bit worried about your health.
My health?
Your health. I fell asleep last night, as I often do with you on the radio, and I woke up this morning and I was watching GMB, and you were there after Boris Johnson's dad was on, and I was thinking, my goodness, how much sleep do you get?
No, I got 2 hours sleep last night, man.
2 hours?
You're 2 whole hours sleep, and then I bumped into Stanley Johnson of all people. Yeah, not a lot, and I'm doing that all this week.
You did pretty well. You didn't come across like you were half
I was
dead.
I tell you what I did. This is a little showbiz secret, and I will let you into this, right?
Go on.
There's this thing you can get, and it's called cocaine. And what you do is no, you don't. It was 2 hours sleep, and it's doable because I really love doing Good Morning Britain, right? Because I think that they're really nice people, and they treat me really well. And I'm on screen for like 5 minutes. You do 5 minutes work, and then you go and sit in the dressing room, and you kind of close your eyes for a bit, and then you go out and do another 5 minutes work. And that's it. And then you know that you're going to go home and get a doze a bit later on.
Oh, fair enough.
So,
okay.
I'm all right.
No, good. That's good to hear.
But thank you for your concern, Nick.
You're very welcome. Take care. Good.
Peace and love. Peace and love. Good evening, Sally.
Hello.
6
how are
times
you?
a day, Sally.
Oh, I'm so uncomfortable. What sort of vibrator was it?
It doesn't go into specifics. They put a picture of a pink one, but I think it's just like a stock.
Is it like a bunny one or a G-spot one or? Sorry.
It's like a long stick that I guess vibrates.
Oh right, okay.
And
All right.
I don't know. What's this? Yeah. Don't know the things of the thing.
Okay.
So that's all right then. Yes. Oh, it's got a little bit hot in here, hasn't it, Sally?
Yeah.
Isn't it? Here's the thing. When I was a young man, right? When I was a young man,
Yeah.
vibrators were considered to be like filthy. If someone had a vibrator, they were a bit of a slut. Right? That was what was considered. This is like in my 20s. But now with the advent of Ann Summers in the high street, when did that happen? Like 15 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
Everyone's got vibrators. People got vibrators coming out of their ears.
Yeah, I think I've got like 3 or 4. I think it's normal now.
Why would
to
you
go
have 3 or
shopping.
4?
Well, because they're different for different things.
So it depends what you feel like that day. Maybe you want a little bit of just like plain vanilla.
Yeah, bit vanilla.
Or a little bit of chocolate.
Yeah.
I think we just got away with that. Just.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Sally.
So it's normal though to go shopping with your partner to get sex toys. I think.
This is the thing. I remember in my early 20s, mid 20s, going with someone, and Ann Summers that was still 20 years ago was still considered dirty. But also, if you wanted to get like stuff, you had to go to the hardcore XXX stores in Soho.
Yeah.
If you wanted to get something a little bit fun, you had to go in there, and it was all very seedy, and it was still the Dirty Mac Brigade and all that. But you're right, now it's like, whatever, vibrators, butt plugs, cock rings, the leather cat suits, all the harness,
paddles.
All of this stuff.
Yeah.
Canoes.
Good.
Well, I'm glad we've had this conversation. I feel a lot better.
Oh dear. Anyway, sorry.
Hello.
Hello. Films.
Yes. Please understand this very, very basic concept.
Yeah.
That.
Oh no, I understand the concept.
Okay, because not everyone has, and I don't understand why.
I know. But then it's a bit based on what you think is good. So, I mean, you said Blair Witch. I didn't think Blair Witch was very good.
Witch
so
is
I would say
awful.
Blair Witch was... It's awful.
Oh, I remember getting that on video from America, and we stayed up to watch it, and just as it starts to get good, it ends. It was rubbish.
Yeah, that's the best bit, the end bit with the bloke in the corner.
Yeah.
And then the second one was just dreadful. But I was going to say, Fast and the Furious, Meet the Parents.
Well, no, hang on. Whoa. Meet the Fockers is a terrible film.
Yeah.
Meet the Parents is a great movie.
No, it's not.
Yes,
it's
it is a funny film.
Yeah, but it's Robert De Niro. Why is Robert De Niro in a film like that?
Because he'll take any old crap these days.
Oh, I know. Shark Tale was the downfall. They've worked it out when his downfall was, and it was Shark Tale, so... Yeah. But what about cult films? Are you allowing cult films?
I'm not allowing any film.
Okay, Samurai Cop or Birdemic?
Sorry?
Shock and Terror. Birdemic.
Birdemic.
Yeah, I suggest you watch it. It's really bad, and Samurai Cop is really bad. They made a second one. They're really bad films.
Okay.
So bad that the main actor in it, they thought he'd finished all his scenes, so he went on to shave his hair.
Yeah.
And then the director said, "Oh no, we haven't finished," so that he had to wear a wig for the rest of the. So half the time he's got his real hair, and half the time he's wearing this really dreadful wig. And
you haven't changed.
Samurai.
You haven't. Take a battery out of your vibrator and put it in your smoke alarm. I can hear it chirping.
I know. I've had shingles for 3 weeks.
I couldn't care less. How can you? You've got shingles because of the stress. Just be quiet. Be quiet. There, that's what's giving you shingles. It's the stress of that. That was the tensest moment of radio I've ever been involved in.
So I will get. I don't hear it anymore. It's been going for so long.
Simon's texted in. Next time the lady goes shopping for batteries for her vibrator, tell her to get one for her smoke alarm.
I am a lady. She's sod.
Okay. Well. Thanks. Sorry. Hello?
Sod.
Okay, thanks for your call. Let's go to Matt. Good evening, Matt.
Hello, how are you?
I'm all right, although my throat, it turns out the front neck is called a throat. The
front neck?
The throat is painful, but I think I'm going to be okay.
Have you got something coming on, or is it just a Strepsils dose that needs to be administered?
I do not know, because I haven't yet got a phone app that will diagnose me.
That's a good point, yes, fair enough.
Once that app comes out, man, I am in.
Straight in.
Yeah.
I suggested Grease earlier in a tweet which backfired as a bad film, which had a bad sequel.
Yeah.
But I thought of a better one, which is The Mask, and then The Son of the Mask. Because I used to think, I thought The Mask was a great film, but then I watched it about 2 months ago, and it is utter tripe.
Yeah.
And then
somebody stop me! Smoking!
Spicy meatball.
I've never seen it, but I've seen those bits. Somebody stop me! Smoking!
It is dross. Talking about vibrators, it reminded me of a story. When we moved out of London, from London up to the Peak District, we did a whole big clear out of a load of stuff from the house, and my then wife packed up a load of stuff and just put it in the car and sent me off. And I went and started unloading the obvious stuff into, cardboard and garden waste and bits and pieces. And then there were a load of bags left, which were just general stuff. And I started tipping them into the skip.
Oh, no.
And there was a guy standing next to me who worked there and just kind of just checking that everything that was going in was meant to be going in there.
Legit, yes.
And the second to last bag I emptied, there was a load of old kids' clothes on the top, but underneath was every single sex toy we'd ever owned. And they all fell out into the skip in full view of him and about 3 other punters who turned up to dump their stuff in there. And, I ran away.
Well, how many things were there?
There was a rabbit.
Right.
In fact, I think there might have been 2 rabbits, because I think one broke and then we got a replacement. This was like from the early-ish days of the relationship, and then they kind of just got left in a drawer and forgotten about.
Yes.
And some other bits and pieces that are probably not suitable for family entertainment.
Wow.
And they all just came tumbling out into the skip in full view of several people around me, and I've never been so mortified in my entire life.
Wowzers.
Yeah, it was good. It was good effort.
Well, thanks for that, Matt. That's
no worries.
I appreciate the image that you've given us. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
Moonlit musings from mums, madams, and meat packers.
Oh, never mind, I must have misheard.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
The station's brilliant.
On Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Hello, Simon.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Simon. What have you got for us?
Thank you for reading out my tweet a little while ago.
You're very welcome. It's what we do. It's what we do here, guys.
I know. Can I just put a little tiny skew on your phone-in topic?
Okay. Well, you can try.
Right. So it's about it's about sequels that the original didn't deserve. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for explaining it back to me. Yeah, for mansplaining it to me.
Okay. So the little twist I want to put on it is sequels they made later on, but they made a movie rather than a continuation of a TV program.
Right. Could you condense that into English?
Yeah, I'll try. So, a TV series from the 70s/80s.
Right.
That became
a movie
recently, as opposed to remaking the TV series.
Like the A-Team or Starsky and Hutch or something?
Well, the 18 was one I was going to mention.
Right.
What did you think of that? Have you seen it?
Yeah, I thought it was lousy.
Yeah, I walked out after about 20 minutes.
Okay, I stayed to the end because I like to get my money's worth, and I had nowhere else to go. But it was lousy, yeah.
I couldn't cope with it.
But the phone-in isn't crap films. Because if we were just to do a phone-in, hey guys, I could get 1 million calls now. Hey guys, if you've seen a crap film, give us a call. 0344 499 1000. Let me know it. Let me know what was it. Why was it so bad? That's not the phone. It's a very specific phone-in.
Can we talk about Brexit then?
No, for God's sakes. Oh, dear people. Woman, by the way, we've got no phone calls, so 0344 499 1000. Woman discovers she's been calling her neighbour the wrong name for 14 years. Mate, it's a bit Jeff, isn't it? I still haven't met all my neighbours, which means at some point I've got to go and knock on their doors again. And again, I'm not a fan of that. Catherine is watching the show. Go to bed, Catherine. Go to bed and have a long, hard think about your behaviour, because you're on your holidays and you're listening to this rubbish. Stephanie Aird from Hartlepool has lived next door to the same woman for 14 years. Believes she was called Mavis and that her husband was called George. It was only when George died last month she was told Mavis's real name. A comedian revealed the toe-curling moment she discovered she's been calling her neighbour the wrong names for 14 years. Stephanie Aird from Hartlepool, County Durham, has lived next door to the woman for more than a decade, calling her Mavis as they chatted over the garden fence. She told how she'd even given Mavis and her late husband George Christmas cards and had received ones back signed "Lots of Love, Mavis and George." It was only after George's death last month that another neighbour revealed the woman next door was in fact called Sylvia, not Mavis, leaving Mrs. Aird gobsmacked. Mrs. Aird, who runs comedy Facebook page Stephanie Lols, recounted the hilarious tale in a video which has been viewed nearly 2 million times. Oh, what a surprise. They found a video online and nicked it. She said, every year I've sent Christmas cards, Merry Christmas, Mavis and George. I've had them back saying lots of love from Mavis and George. After George, who was in his 80s, died last month, Mrs. Aird asked a neighbour on the street how she thought Mavis was coping with her loss. It was only then her mistake came to light. Ms. Aird explained, I was talking to another lady over the road and I go, how is Mavis doing? She said, who's Mavis? I said, you what? My neighbour, Mavis. She said, you haven't got a neighbour called Mavis. We get the idea. She's called Sylvia. We get the idea. Somebody who's got the idea is Dredge.
I don't have any idea.
No idea. Would it be possible? This you could do this as a sketch. Here's one you can use.
Here's one
you can use.
Okay.
A sketch where the whole conversation, and we're going to try and improvise it now. The whole conversation is punchlines to gags.
Gordon Bennett. That sounds quite good, if difficult to pull off. Pardon?
No idea.
To get to the other side?
Because they are.
Truncheon meat.
Use your finger like everyone else.
Oh, right, yeah.
It's not actually making any sense. But if we had
it is funny.
If we had an afternoon, like 3 or 4 hours, you could knock a good little sketch out of that.
Well, that sounds like a good afternoon.
Yes, a good afternoon, sir.
And you too.
There we go. Well, thanks for calling, Dredge. I'm glad we helped. No, you've not done your thing yet. What would you like to say, madam?
Well, I was just going to say I've got this very interesting book here about Simon Dee.
Oh, yeah, I've read that book years ago. It's good, that book.
Have you?
Yes, mate. The bit about him becoming a bus driver is great.
Oh my God!
And then the bit about him going to Radio 2. For those right, Simon Dee, huge star in the '60s, had a chat show on the BBC, Dee Time, and it was big show. And he very quickly became too big for his boots, probably a little bit of mental illness, and he scuppered his own career. Have you seen the documentary that the man with the hair did?
The man with the hair?
The man who tricked the man. Right, this is you'll know who I'm talking about. I just can't think of his name. Victor Lewis Smith. That's it. I was going to describe him as the man who tricked the man from That's Life into thinking he'd fallen out of a wheelchair whilst playing a trumpet.
I've heard that.
There's a documentary. There's a documentary that he did about Simon Dee, and then he made a one-off special in the 90s or early 2000s of Dee Time. And, yeah. And he gets an answer phone message from Simon Dee just laying into him. I nearly interviewed him. I found his son was running a YouTube channel, and I posted on his YouTube channel, I'd love to get Simon on the show one day to talk about this. And then literally the next day he died. The length some people will go to avoid being interviewed by Iain Lee.
The curse of Iain Lee.
But go on,
what was interesting?
Yeah.
What was interesting was it says here, Elizabeth Hurley's quoted at the top, and she says, more than anyone else, Austin Powers is actually based on a man called Simon Dee.
Right, okay.
I found that interesting.
Yeah, I don't know how true that is.
Well, I mean, I don't know. How would she have known about that, if he
How would
hadn't
anyone know? Because there's no... There's like about 3 minutes of Simon Dee footage left.
Yeah, but it was interesting, wasn't it? Because he was like the biggest thing. I mean, the nearest person to him, I suppose, might have been David Frost for a bit. And he was the biggest star going, and he was so awful that the guy just simply didn't renew his contract, and that was the end of his BBC show, wasn't it? And it was the biggest show on television. Suddenly gone.
Hang on a minute. Just to see what this is. Let's see what this is. Hang on.
And it was interesting to read how.
Time. On the show this evening, Lionel Jeffries, Susanna York, Wayne Fontana, and the Eagles. And now, here is your host, Simon
Dee. We're all wearing.
Hello.
Good evening. I think we must take this off. Here we are, Tony. Can we have it off?
Yes, of course.
Why
not? Yes.
Well, anyway, there were these two rich Americans, man and wife, you see, on safari in darkest Africa, when suddenly a python slithered out of the undergrowth.
This could be a little bit, Jeff. Hang on.
Crush her.
Hold on.
And the wife said,
Quick, Elmer! Shoot!
and the husband replied, certainly, dear, color or black and white. 6 cents, nearly. Anyway, while we're on the subject, let us meet here on the shared night a 17-year-old schoolboy who hit the headlines this week with a story that told how he was doing his bit to boost Britain's trade figures by exporting snakes. Here with some of his exports, ladies and gentlemen, Graham Leask.
Sorry, this is the rest of the show, just me watching Dee Time.
Welcome, Graham. Now, you are helping Britain's exports by exporting these reptiles.
Yes.
Are they homegrown reptiles?
All right, and on it goes. You want to watch?
Yeah, they're homegrown reptiles.
If you go on YouTube, there's the Simon Dee story, and you want to watch that.
When are we doing this séance, by the way?
Never.
Oh, hang on.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jack Wilde.
Simon Dee interviewing Jack Wilde. There we go.
Well, we've got a few fans up there, Jack.
I see.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Listen, congratulations on your nomination for an Oscar. You must be knocked out about that.
I was actually. I didn't think children got Oscars,
I never have heard of any children getting too many Oscars, but I hope you get it. You haven't got it yet. Good luck.
Thank you.
When did...
You know what I found out? Was that he came back right at the end, thanks to Victor Lewis Smith.
Yeah.
And this was his big comeback, Channel 4. It's what he had been after for years and years and years.
Yeah.
He did no preparation. he didn't know who any of the guests were. I mean, that was, not a good move.
He was at the arrogance. Here we go. Look now. Technophobe has tweeted me. Blimey, Simon Dee is a blast from the past. He was a friend of my aunt and came to her wedding. I remember sitting on his lap. I was about 4 at the time. There we go. It's turned into a Simon Dee phone-in. It's good, that book. I enjoyed that a lot. I'm going to read it again soon.
Richard Wiseman. Yeah.
That's good. All right.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting.
Anything else? Shall I cut you off? Okay. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
The late night lip service for lovers, loners, and lounge lizards.
Yeah, well, where exactly is your accent from?
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
I've forgotten your name already, excuse me.
On Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000. Don't forget, you can get the podcast of the show if you go to Acast or iTunes or even talkradio.co.uk. Richard, good evening, Richard.
Hi, Ian. Okay, so we're talking about crap sequels to crap movies, right? I've got a couple for you.
Here we go.
Okay, there we go. Okay, Super Babies, Baby Geniuses 2.
Now,
have you heard of that one?
I have actually. I'm going to ask a question, which I think I know the answer to. Was Baby Geniuses 1 crap?
It was beyond crap. I mean, how it even, merited a sequel is beyond.
But here's
beyond
the thing,
words,
right?
really.
Because
it was the first film. Do you know that really bad effect you see in commercials where they get babies and they got like mouths, like adult mouths on them?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it started. That was one of the first films to ever use that. And then it was just awful, right? And you've got these actors who should have known better. Christopher Lloyd.
Oh yeah.
And Kathleen Turner.
Well, here's the thing, though. But these people need money. I can never fault actors for being in bad movies because they need to work.
Yeah, Kim Cattrall was in this film as well.
Yeah, she's in Mannequin.
She seems to be, her name's been brought up a few times tonight.
Yeah.
Which brings me to the next one.
She's the
Mannequin 2.
She's the patron saint of this show. Is Kim Cattrall?
God bless her.
Yeah.
You can't forget a scene in Porky's.
Shut up!
Moving on, Mannequin.
I've never seen Porky's, but he's not listening. Okay, yes.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah, Mannequin 2 on the move.
Why do they go on the move?
Mannequin with Kim Cattrall again. Awful film.
He's not listening.
So yeah, that's my little contribution.
Why do they take Mannequin to the moon?
No, Mannequin 2.
Yes.
Right. The title alone is crap. Mannequin 2 on the move.
Yes. Okay. Oh. Okay. I'm going to try
on the move, not on the moon. If they did that, that would have been okay. But Mannequin 2 on the move, awful.
Oh, it's on the move.
On the move. Okay. Yeah, she's like a mannequin and she's like moving.
Okay. Can I suggest you get some cotton buds and clean your ears out?
Okay.
Thank you. Was there a thing there? Was there a thing there? We should get Kim Cattrall on the show. Yeah, like she'd come on this rubbish. Like she'd come on this rubbish. Dredge is saying no Adam Sandler film is any good. Au contraire. Happy Gilmore is funny. Happy Gilmore is a brilliant, brilliant film. I defy anybody. Watch Happy Gilmore. That is a funny film. I like that film. Do we want to go and... do we want to go into the papers? Oh. There we go. Jamie Lomas. Look. Oh, it's Jamie Lomas. His ex bagged herself a much younger lover, and now Jamie Lomas has followed suit. I can reveal the Hollyoaks hunk is dating Portia Hughes, a member of the soap's production crew who is 18 years his junior. So that must make her 32. Wow. Good for him. Very, very wise man. Very wise man. I don't know. Do you want to go into the papers now? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Why the hell not? Let's do it. Focus. Focus, Ian. All optimism is bad for you. I knew it. I knew it. Oh, no, let's do that one in a minute. No. We'll do it. This is the story we want to do. I meant to do this at the start of the show. This is the story. Listen to this. Oh. You've got a mission, Hayley. I want you to try and find this woman to get her on the show later in the week. A woman who gave up men to have sex with ghosts says she wants to have a ghost baby. And there's a picture of her, and she looks normal. So this is her name, Amethyst Realm. That's Amethyst Realm. 30, says she met a spook boyfriend in Australia and has brought him back to Bristol so they can start a family. This is an actual human being. She looks normal. What the hell is she thinking? For God's sakes. She said, one day, while I was walking through the bush, steady, come on, enjoying nature, I suddenly felt this incredible energy. I knew a new lover had arrived. What's that film where they have it off with ghosts? Is it Entity? But I think they do it with ghosts. Whoa. It's pretty serious. Flipping it. This woman is either the greatest Andy Kaufman tribute act or the biggest nut job going. One day I was walking through the bush enjoying nature. I suddenly felt this incredible energy. I knew a new lover had arrived. It's pretty serious. In fact, we've even been thinking about having a ghost baby. A ghost baby. A ghost baby. That's wrong on so many levels. I know that sounds crazy. But I don't think it's totally out of the question. She believes phantom pregnancies are ghost babies trapped in the body. She added, I think some women get impregnated by spirits, but because the human body and mind doesn't know how to process it, the pregnancy doesn't go full term. I'm sure there's a way around that. I just haven't worked it out yet. Oh, she said she works as a spiritual counsellor and has met other women who have romped with ghosts. They are more sensual than the average bloke, she claimed. Flip it. Can we find Amethyst Realm? Let's see if we can get her on the show this week. If you've ever had it off with a ghost... That's brilliant, isn't it? And then there's a little side thing here. The heatwave has caused a massive spike in ghost sightings. Paranormal investigator Gary Parsons from Plymouth said these spirits had been summoned by the scorching sun. He added, people are reporting scary supernatural phenomena. One couple is almost afraid. So they're not afraid. They're almost afraid, but they're not actually afraid. To go into their own home because of poltergeists making things move. I'm having a seance in the house. Dredge mentioned it, and in the farmhouse. I'm going to have a seance. It's going to take a while because I need to get I'm skint, got no money. Which is why I'm eating salads with Jack from Love Island. But I need to get a couple of night vision cameras. And, then me, Dredge, Kath, Scott, and Dan, a couple of friends of mine, we're going to have a seance at midnight, probably on a Saturday night at midnight, and we're going to stream it live on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Iain Lee, and you can watch. I've got to buy a Ouija board as well. You can watch an actual seance happen. Now, here's my prediction. Nothing will happen. But imagine if something happened. And I was thinking, well, do we fake something? Do we set... No, you can't. You can't. There's no point. You got to do it, and you got to do it right. So we're going to do that. When I finally get my place set up, I'm going to stream loads of stuff, live stuff, and make TV shows and things. So go to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Iain Lee, and subscribe. I'm going to stream in a couple of weeks when I get back from New York, me watching, I don't know why, but me watching the entire Live Aid concert. I'm going to stream that, and we can relive some memories. We might be able to take Skype calls as well, and we'll relive the memories of that wonderful day in 1982 when Bob Geldof begged for money and Status Quo did cocaine. 03444991000, the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Standing in the middle of nowhere, wondering how to begin. Lost between tomorrow and yesterday, between now and then. And now we're back where we started. Here we go around again. Day after day I get up and I say I better do it again. Where are all the people going round and round till we reach the end? Was
80s Kinks. Approach with caution. Some gems involved. Now, okay, a couple of people have said that when we were talking about ghosts, something spooky happened, right? And Lagger's just tweeted this. Messing with dark forces, Iain Lee. Listen out for two female ghosts having a chat about sex around the 19-second mark. And he's posted a little 40-second...
Let's see if we can get her on the show. Let's see if we can get her on the show this week. If you've ever had it off with a ghost... That's brilliant, isn't it? And then there's a little side thing here. The heat wave has caused a massive spike in ghost sightings.
Had sex? Yeah, I had sex.
Paranormal investigator Gary Parsons.
Whoa! What was that? Can you get the show audio up from when, just after I'm talking about the ghost sex woman, because this audio may have been tampered, and then I go, there's a little side box here, and a guy talks about the couple that are almost too scared to go in their house. Can you get that audio up, Sam? Because according to this audio, there's people talking about having sex. Ghosts. This is what we've been sent. Listen.
Let's see if we can get her on the show this week. If you've ever had it off with a ghost... That's brilliant, isn't it? And then there's a little side thing here.
Here we go. Here it comes.
The heat wave has caused a massive spike in ghost sightings.
Had sex? Yeah, I had sex.
That is freaky. Now, this guy's saying that went out on the air. A couple of people in the YouTube chat claim as well that went out on the air. What the hell are we messing with here? That is spooky, isn't it? YouTubers, did that go out on the air? It wasn't the soundboard. That wasn't a clip that I played. They're saying on the YouTube channel they heard those voices. Suddenly, it's got very, very uncomfortable in this studio. Something is going on. Something is going on that we just don't understand. I'm just looking online, see if there's any. Just messaging, see if we can find anything here. No, okay. Have you got the audio, Sam? Let's play the audio. This is how it went out, I swear to God. That's brilliant, isn't it? And then there's a little side thing here. The heat wave has caused a massive spike in ghost sightings. Paranormal investigator Gary There's nothing Parsons there. So it's bollocks then. All right. Well, fair enough. Well, okay. All right. People are saying it went out on YouTube, but not on the radio. Man alive. Oh, some good news. Michael J. Fox isn't dead. There was a rumour going around that Michael J. Fox was dead. Every time there was a rumour a couple of months ago that Peter Kay was dead. And every time there's a rumour goes round that someone is dead, there was one the other week as well that someone had died. Who was it that had died but they hadn't died? Can't think. But basically these Twitter things start. Someone posts on Twitter, oh, Peter Kay's dead, and it becomes a thing. But the news people here at Talk Radio aren't very good, so they think it's real. So they prepare like obits and stuff, the little tapes that you play out when someone dies. So we all got an email saying, look, we think Peter Kay is dying or dead. If you go to obit file 1, there's a tribute to Peter Kay. And it didn't take much research to a little bit of Googling for 5 minutes to realise Peter Kay was fine. 0344 499 1000. Good evening, Simon.
Good evening.
What can you do for me?
Well, you'll never... Well, I don't think you'll believe this, but you was talking about that just now. I'm a bit...
Did you make a ghost pregnant?
No, I've got the pottery wheel out, as I normally do on a Tuesday night. I do a bit of pottery.
Oh, yeah.
And I was spinning away, and as you was talking about that lady who had sex with ghosts...
She's going to have a ghost baby, and she has it off with ghosts, yes.
Yeah, I was doing my pottery, and I felt a little jingle-jangle.
In the dingle-dangle?
Yeah.
A jingle-jangle in the dingle-dangle?
I had to put my bowl down. I come over all faint and...
Steady?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
As long as it was just faint, you came all over?
Yes.
Mm. Well...
I think there might be something to this.
Succubus?
Pardon?
Was it a succubus?
I didn't ask it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you think we've maybe tapped into something very dark?
Or does she, do you know if she uses a potter's wheel?
Amethyst Realm? I don't know if... I don't think, apart from in the movie Ghost, I don't think potter's wheels are generally used to summon spirits.
Oh, right, okay.
Okay. Hope that helps, Simon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and another thing.
Yes?
Your medical app.
Yes.
I'm sure it's already been invented.
Well, it's not. What's it called then?
Well, Bones off of Star Trek, he had one, didn't he?
No, that was, if I remember Bones correctly, that was a scanner, and it scanned. It wasn't what you didn't put your finger on the home button, and it read your biorhythms.
Right.
So this is different, very different.
Yeah. Why is he called Bones?
Why do you think he was called Bones?
I don't know.
He was a doctor. He looked after your bones.
Oh, right, okay.
Although they could have called him Skin. But then there was that woman from that band was called Skin, wasn't she?
What band's that?
She's a very striking woman. She's completely bald. Skin. Not...
Sheena Easton?
Not from the band Sheena Easton. Skin from...
Toya.
No, that's... You're just naming women from the olden days.
Well, from 80s.
Yeah, no, well, this was like 90s. Skunk and Nancy.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of them.
Yeah, that's why they couldn't call Bones Skin, because of Skunk and Nancy.
Like Sinead O'Connor, she's bald, isn't
Okay, thank you so much for your call, Simon.
Yeah.
I do appreciate it. Let's go to Sarah. Good evening, Sarah.
Hello, Ian. How are you?
You sound... I'm nervous because you sound quite sensible after the last 40 minutes we've had.
I wouldn't be too sure about that.
Okay, here we go. There's something about the name Sarah. Let's see where we go. What have you got for us, Sarah?
Well, I listen to you on podcasts, and I've never listened to you live, and I've done it for the first time tonight, so I thought I'd say hello.
Hey, thank you. I feel honoured. Where do you normally listen to the podcast? What are you doing?
I normally go to bed and put it on and tune in.
Well, hang on a minute. So what time do you go to bed?
Normally I listen to you like a day before, so I'm like a day late.
Huh?
If that makes sense.
It kind of. But if you're in bed at the time that the show is on, why don't you just listen to the show on TuneIn instead of the podcast?
Well, I don't know because I don't know. I don't do anything
There's too much. There's too much waffle, and you want it condensed into a nice 30-minute greatest hits package, and I understand that.
Exactly, and I'm normally asleep by the end of it anyway.
Oh, no, I love that. I have got, and the Talk Radio app doesn't do this, but you can set your phone to do it, and a lot of the other radio stations apps do. You can set it to go off after like an hour or 2 hours. So I will go to bed, and I'll have the radio on my phone. Maybe the TuneIn app probably does it, actually. and set the phone to the radio to switch off after an hour. I love that, and I'm asleep before it ends.
Yep.
That's the way to live.
It is.
That's living all right, as the Vida Same Pet gang would say.
But yeah, it's really good to talk to you. It's really weird because I'm so used to just listening to you, and it's kind of like you're there, but you're not there. But yeah.
Oh well, no. Hey, listen, bless you. We love all of our podcast listeners. We love all of our live listeners. Do you? I'm going to ask something that may seem a little bit impersonal. I don't mean it to be. Do you sleep alone? Do you share a bed with a partner? Because we meet lots of people when we do these live shows, where one person in the relationship, it's usually the man, but not always, really, really likes the show, and the other person in the relationship, at best, is ambivalent to the show, quite often hates the show. And so the person who likes it has to sleep with headphones in so as not to disturb, the person who's got taste and doesn't want to listen to this rubbish. And I just wondered what your arrangements were.
Well, I live in Portsmouth, and my other half is actually in Essex.
Oh, well,
and
gosh. Wow.
And I'm sleeping alone most of the time, but when I'm at his, I actually got to hear about you through him.
Okay.
So he was like, oh, you should listen to this podcast. This guy is brilliant. I've never heard of it before. And I was like, yes, I like it.
Oh, nice one. How does that work being so far away?
We work through it. We will be moving in at some point. But at the minute, he's still doing uni. I'm working, so...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I hope it all works out for you. I imagine that's quite a tough thing to make work. So, best of luck.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, nice one, Sarah. Anything else, or shall I let you go?
I'm going to go to bed because I've got work in like 7 hours.
Oh, mate, don't listen. Don't even start with that, girlfriend, because when I finish this, I have to get a cab to West London, and then I go into a hotel. And I mean, listen, poor me. And then I get to bed at 2:30 because I've got to iron a shirt, and then I'm up at 10:55. So don't give me this 7-hour bullshine. I'm getting 2 hours.
Oh, wow. Good luck.
Yeah, exactly. I don't do a proper job. Sarah, nice to talk to you. Thank you very much.
Lovely speaking to you.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I like the Portsmouth accent, guys. I like the whole southwestern accent. The London and southeast accent is boring, right? It's boring. Oh, yeah, mate, I'm going to smash your face in, you slag. Oh, yeah, let's get some beers and get a little bit of Charlie and we'll get... Yes, mate. Oh, yes, have it large, mate. Have it large, mate. Well, I'm going to just knock his teeth in. Look at that motor. Wow, yeah. Boring. Go southwest, you get that little bit of a curl. There's a nice little curl in the voice. You know what I mean? Just a little curl. Gentle curls round like that. Much nicer. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. This is the Late Night Alternative. My name is Iain Lee. This is Talk Radio.
Experience the unconventional.
Hello.
The unpredictable.
Don't you think that's a bit weird?
And the completely unorthodox.
It was my birthday.
With rule-free Iain Lee.
I was just trying to generate a bit of content.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
Hate alarm clocks. Hate going to work.
On Talk Radio.
All right, Paul Ross is on at 1 o'clock, so let's kind of take this up a gear for the last 40 minutes, okay? Let's take it up a gear. Let's warm the crowd up for Paul Ross, shall we, Mr. P. Ross? Oliver's going to warm us up, aren't you, Oliver?
Yeah.
Yes, man. Come on, let's have it.
I've got a good movie for your movie thing. Well, a bad movie.
Okay.
Right. What about Star Trek: The Motion Picture as the bad movie, and it got good sequels? Does it still count?
No, the phone-in is. The phone-in is.
Oh, no.
Bad
It got
film.
bad sequels as well.
Well, here's the thing with the Star Trek movies. This follows pretty solid. The odd numbers are bad. The even numbers are good.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that.
Well, let's go through it. Hang on a minute. Yeah. Go through it, right? So Star Trek, the motion picture,
Terrible.
awful, right?
Yeah.
Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan.
Awesome.
It is awesome. Khan! Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock.
It's all right.
No, it's not. It's boring. It's boring.
It's got
boring.
Face.
It's boring.
Brown as a Klingon.
It's boring. Star Trek 4: The Voyage Home.
Terrible.
Shut your
Terrible.
face. That is the best of all the Star Trek
Space
movies.
whales. Who cares about space
No,
rock?
mate, you-
Even the whale, even the
This guy's
person
an
who loves
idiot.
the whales.
This guy's a jerk. This guy's a jerk. They go back in time. It's the comedy film. They go back in time to 1984. The sound that the Klingon spaceship makes when it travels through time is a Spectrum loading tape. It's the comedy film. It's a great film.
No,
Star Trek 5, Biff Baff Boff.
Yeah, that is funny. That's the real comedy film. What does God need with a spaceship? No one else thought about that but Kirk.
Isn't it? Yeah, they try and find God.
Yeah.
Then Star Trek 6 is brilliant again.
Yeah, I agree.
So.
And then what about all the crappy next gen films?
I don't watch
They're all
those. I don't
terrible.
watch that rubbish.
Yeah,
I don't watch the Next Generation rubbish. I watched the first 10 minutes of the first episode of the Next Generation, and it was all Shakespeare people in space.
Yeah.
And it looked. Here's the thing about Next Generation. It looks like there's Vaseline on it looks fuzzy, doesn't it? The whole thing looks fuzzy. And there were Shakespeare people in it, and I thought, I'm not watching this crap, and I've never watched one since.
If you skip the first series, it's good. When Riker gets a beard, that's when everyone says it turns good, and they're right. It's good. It's good in the end, or the second to fifth series.
It sucks.
I think Roger would disagree with that as well.
And all of the. Oh, it's this. I've just worked. You've got to stop calling yourself Oliver.
What?
You call you're Ollie, aren't you? What's this?
Yeah.
Olive? Well, don't call because when you come on,
There's
it's like
another Ollie as well, though, isn't it?
you're Ollie Nort.
Yeah.
You're Ollie Nort, and you should come on and say I'm Ollie Nort, not Oliver,
I
because
wanna change that.
that's subterfuge.
Yeah, gamer tags are the worst ever. I've always been terrible at doing gamer tags, and I hate them.
You don't know anything about Star Trek.
I know everything there is to do with Star Trek.
Do you remember that they brought it out? I downloaded it. I should have been suspicious when it was free. The Star Trek game that you could download about 2 or 3 years ago on the Xbox. I guess it was on PlayStation. And you started off.
MMO.
You started off like in Star Trek in Space Academy, or whatever it's called.
Oh yeah, it's bad.
And you just God, it was rubbish.
I bet it still makes millions still with all those MMO nerds.
But I bet they've turned the servers off.
I bet it's still going. I bet it's making money. It's rolling in because of them trackies. Take anything.
It's boring, man.
Yeah, it is. It's terrible. Even I couldn't last it.
Oh, man alive. I'm tired all of a sudden, man.
You'd be tired if you watched the first Star Trek film. That puts me to sleep every time.
Do you know, it's not good, but I like the first Star Trek film because it's quite psychedelic.
Yeah, that's what they just watched 2001.
Yeah. It's 2001.
Let's
Yeah. But there's hardly any dialogue because it was supposed to be like a TV episode, and then they stretched it into a movie.
Yeah, the pilot or whatever. Yeah.
Okay, we're getting too geeky now, so we're cutting you off. I'm getting too geeky. So Michael J. Fox isn't dead. Sorry if I left that story hanging for too long. Fans of Michael J. Fox slammed a fake news website which claimed the Back to the Future actor had died. The star, who has Parkinson's disease, was the latest victim of a sick hoax started online. The website was designed to look like Yahoo News? Yahoo News? And said the 57-year-old had died surrounded by friends and family. One fan wrote online, Michael J. Fox is not dead! Forget the future. Some of you need to go back to the source. That's it. Good old Michael J. Fox. His book, Lucky Man, is an absolutely superb read. Andy, your homework is to read Lucky... Hello?
Hi, mate.
Your homework is to read Lucky Man by Michael J. Fox.
Hey? What?
Your homework is to read Lucky Man by Michael J. Fox.
Yeah. All right. You're confusing me now.
Sorry?
But my homework's something to do with... Eh?
What am I saying that is not making sense in your addled brain?
What are you on about?
What bit of it don't you understand?
Eh? Oh my God, you are confusing me now.
Are you speaking English?
My homework is...
Yes.
To what?
Flipping heck, this guy's a thicko.
What?
Luckily, I can say I could call this guy anything, and he wouldn't understand it. Are you high on? Are you high?
I'm trying to.
Are you high on a
what you're
drug?
saying.
Are you high on drug?
No.
Are you drunk on booze?
No.
So you're just thick.
I'm just wondered why you came out with that. That's quite strange.
Your homework is.
Yeah.
To read Lucky Man.
Lucky Man?
By Michael J. Fox.
By Michael J. Fox? Michael J. Fox who was in, Back to the Future?
Aye.
Back
to the Future. Right, time to go back to the future.
Whoa.
Huh?
Right. Can I shoe something?
Can you shoe something?
Can I speak to you about something which is quite a nice matter? No, listen, no. You asked me to do something, so I believe it is my chance to ask you to do something.
Absolutely.
A very, 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 very good friend of mine.
Yes.
Right, who listens to your show constantly. He listens to it, and you have
the best
blocked him. And I think you know who I'm on about.
I don't know who you're on about.
Gary.
Oh no, I'm not. I don't want him back on this.
Listen, mate. I am not causing any problems. But I says I would speak to Ian Lee.
Thank you very much, but I think we've made our decision there. It was. It's hard to speak to someone when they're high on. It's hard to.
What somebody had done is they picked his phone up and they started calling you.
It's hard to talk to someone when they're high on crystal meth.
Gary was not.
Yes, he was. Oh no, he was. Sorry, I apologise. I apologise. He was high on ketamine. That was it. I remember.
Because he listens to your show.
That's
and
great.
Listens to
Andy,
James
it's lovely
Whale.
to talk to you, mate. Thanks very much for your call. Oh man. Let's go to Daniel. Good evening, Daniel. Hello, Daniel.
Hey.
Hey, man.
Hey, Ian, how's it going?
It's, Ebagum, it's tough tonight.
So, Ian, I wanted to ask you a
so
few
you weren't
questions.
you weren't interested in the answer to that question? Okay, it was just a conversation filler. That's fine.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Ebagum, it's tough tonight on show. Show's bloody tough tonight. Lot of rat tits and weirdos calling in.
It is indeed.
Aye. Bloody buggers. What would you like, Daniel?
I wanted to know why you didn't accept my friend request on PlayStation. I'm thoroughly disappointed.
When did you send that, Daniel?
About 5 days, maybe a week.
Yeah, I don't know if you know me, but I moved, and I've not had internet for over a week.
All right, I'll let you off.
What's your gamer tag on PlayStation?
My gamer tag?
Aye.
I don't know if I want to say it on the
Well,
radio.
then how will I know which one's you and which one I should be accepting?
It has my name in, that's what I'll say.
Okay, Daniel, but I'm not accepting... Oh, I will accept it because I asked you to send it, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
I will do. I've just I've not had internet for a week. I only got the internet today, and I've not had a chance to. Turns out when you're a grown up, Daniel, you've got to work, you've got to pay the bills, you've got to sleep, you've got to do washing. So I've not had a chance to go online and play any the old PlayStation games. But I will rectify that. I'll certainly rectify that next week, Daniel.
Do you mind I give a shout out?
Yes, I do, mate, because I'm not Ken Bruce, for crying out loud, man. This is nice, isn't it? Yeah. Well, we're supposed to kick it up a gear for Paul Ross, and if anything, we've sucked it down a gear. Sucked the vibe right out of this one. How are we going to turn it around? Roger says, "Are you sure you're not from Yorkshire?" I know. I do that accent so well, and here's something you might find amazing. I'd never tried doing a Yorkshire accent before that conversation just then. I'd never done one before, and yet came out absolutely perfectly. That's the kind of talent that you're dealing with here. That's the kind of talent that you're dealing with here. Oh, don't have a lie-in, by the way. It will kill you. Seen this? If you have a lie-in, it's more like a die-in. I just made that up. Because, I could say talent. Talent well out. While everyone loves a lie-in, those who do it all the time have a bigger risk of dying, experts have warned. A major study has found getting more than 10 hours a night increased the chances of death from stroke by 56% and heart disease by 49% over the duration of the research. The study covered more than 3 million people from 1970 to 2017. Gosh, this has got boring very quickly, this story. Lead researcher Dr. Chun Shing Kwok said, "Our study has an important public health impact in that it shows excessive sleep is a marker of elevated cardiovascular Our findings have implications as clinicians should have greater consideration." Boring. Sex it up. Tell me how I'm going to die. Tell me how quickly I'm going to die. Tell me what, if I slept for 20 hours, what would I die of? Boring goes on. Boring. Boring. That's a boring story. What a waste of time. What a waste of time that was. But still, go to sleep knowing that there's a strong chance you might not wake up in the morning. That's a possibility. Tony Hadley has claimed the real reason he left Spandau Ballet was because he is a Tory. And Gary Kemp is not. You would look... I've met Tony Hadley. What a nice guy. I've worked with him a few times. Nice guy. And a good couple of chats with Tony Hadley years ago. But you look at Tony Hadley and you do think, yeah, there's a Tory. There's some people you can look at and you can go, yeah, they're Labour. Yeah, they're Tory. It's a bit harder to judge the Lib Dems. They'll be a little bit kind of transparent, translucent. But you look at Tony Hadley, you think, yeah, there's a Tory. The singer walked out on his pals Gary, Martin Kemp, Steve Norman and John Keeble over a year ago. He claims political arguments got in the way of the New Romantic Group. Shut up. Shut up, man. Got in the way of the New Romantic Group and blew up after years of disagreement. Pointing the finger at Gary, the 58-year-old said, "If ever there was a rub between two people in Spandau, it was between the two of us. It's just two big personalities in a small space." Tony Hadley is one of the biggest men I've ever seen in my life. Very tall, very, very broad. Very broad. Powerful man. since the split, the dad of 5 has even penned a song which references the fights. That's what we need. More songs written by Tony Hadley. Called What Am I? He claims the song was a little bit autobiographical. He explained, the song is about being your own person no matter who you are. Tony is a long-time supporter of the Conservative Party and even spoke at their conference in 2007. As well as politics, the star also said they split over disputes about his solo career. Well, that was more what they split about then! His solo career! Not bloody politics! Idiots. Telling OK that he was forced into a no-win situation because they were unhappy with his plans. Despite the fallout, Tony insists he wants nothing but the best for Gary, adding, I wish him well. Pop stars falling out. When will they learn? 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. Dion's on the switchboard. We'll speak to him after this.
The radio show that knows truth is always stranger than fiction.
Week Monday, I get shoes.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
Because they're too real to be part of my imagination.
On Talk Radio.
Let's do it. Let's go to Langley. Langley and speak to D. What? Oh.
Yeah, I'm here.
There's an echo. Echo. Let me just if I let me see. Hello? Oh. Echo. Can you hear that echo, Dion?
No, not really. Not my end, no.
Right. Call him back. That was freaking me out, man. That was like 1996 all over again. Wink to camera. Someone has just said, right, I'm assuming they're talking about the sequels thing, has just said Karate Kid. Right, well, Karate Kid was brilliant, and Karate Kid 2 was good as well, actually, when they went to Okinawa. So, you can get stuffed. Let's try again, Dion.
Yeah,
That's better, mate. No echo.
Well, I'm on a landline as well.
All right, mate. Stop showing off. I might buy a landline.
I've got a good deal with a company. I'll get free calls to mobile and.
Well, here's the thing. I've got the internet today, and I've not got a landline package, which means I pay top dollar. If I were to buy a landline, I would pay top dollar for every phone call I made. But for just £4 a month, you get like a nice little package that means you can phone some numbers for free. But I'm thinking, would I use the phone? Would I?
Are you allowed to say what company you've gone with?
Yeah, I get my internet with Sky. Get my internet with the guys at Sky.
I use TalkTalk. I've been with them for 2 years, and they do a really good deal.
Really? Well, here's the thing. They all do really good deals now.
I pay just under £30 a month.
What for?
I've got fast, unlimited broadband. I've got TV box. I've got free.
Oh, you get the TV. I don't want the TV.
I don't want the TV either.
Well, don't get the TV. When I was Sky,
I don't need to, but they just gave me the box. I've got a smart TV, so I can just get anything I want on the internet.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I was Sky. They said, can we give you the TV pack? I don't want the TV package. Well, if you here's a special offer for you, sir. You can have the TV package for free. Right, okay, but then we'll charge you more for the broadband. What? How is that's not a deal? I don't even want the TV. I don't really watch TV.
Like I say, I've got a smart TV in, so I like music, and I can just go on YouTube and watch really what I want.
Well, this is the thing, guys. You can watch anything you want anywhere at all these days. There's just everything is available everywhere.
Yeah, and it's free.
It's free. God damn it!
It's just like having a 45-inch laptop.
Ooh, 45-incher.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
45-incher.
No, it's just the TV I've got.
Okay, not a...
Nothing flash. I mean, just normal. But I love my music, so I can...
Oh, I love your music too. I think you're great.
I don't sing.
Oh.
Well, there was a singer called Dion, wasn't there?
There was. There still is. He's still around, Dion.
Is he still alive, is he?
He's still around, yeah.
Blimey, he's getting on a bit then, isn't he?
Well, I'm the type of guy who'll never come around.
But he also did some really good albums in the 70s. Like kind
I'll have to look him up later.
Yes.
Go on YouTube and look at him.
Yes.
Was it Dion and the Belmonts, wasn't it?
That was the fella, yeah.
Yeah. Sort of remember him. Yeah, but anyway, do you know all these so-called experts and that?
Yes.
You were talking about the one about sleeping, if you sleep too much. And
Yes, then you die. If you sleep too much, you die.
I was listening about that early this morning.
Yeah.
Well, yesterday morning.
All right, mate, I'm doing old news. Okay, I get it. It's old news.
Where did they get all these experts from?
Colleges and universities.
Yeah, great. Yeah. And then you got another expert on about in a few decades the Earth's not going to be as it is.
Yeah, no. Well, hang on a minute. But these are experts.
So are politicians, and they don't do much cook, do they?
No, but politicians aren't experts, but experts are actually experts. They've been trained in their expertise.
I don't know. They do all these surveys and that, and I've never been asked.
Have you not even been asked for family fortunes?
No, thanks.
But they don't just, right, these are scientists, right, and they don't just go out and stand outside Poundland and go, excuse me, sir, can I ask, how long do you sleep for, and have you died? They do, like, years of research in laboratories.
Yeah.
Yeah?
And...
Huh?
And they come up with nothing, really.
Well, no, they come up with... Well, hang on a minute. How do you think they managed to find a cure for lots of cancers? Just by guesswork?
Yes, but the sleep thing and that...
Right.
I mean, I sleep where my body tells me to.
Yes, man.
And sometimes I could be awake for 2 or 3 days. Not so much now, but when I was working and that.
Yeah.
And then I could sleep for sort of 20-odd hours.
Okay, but that's... Okay. But you were you're a killer. You're a soldier.
Not a killer. Where'd you get that from? I only kill radio presenters.
You told me that you were a soldier and you used to kill people.
Yeah, but it wasn't the job, was it?
Well, you were doing it for the British military.
Yeah, my job was to stop people getting killed, not to kill people.
Okay. Right.
But anyway,
yes.
Yeah, this sleep thing, so...
3 days. You stay awake for 3 days, though, man. I've stayed awake for 3 days for various reasons.
Yeah, and then you might sleep for 20-odd hours.
You are insane. By the end of day 3, you are insane, man. Absolutely nuts.
No, you're not. I mean, when you were... I never watched it, but you did that... I don't know, Petri Hoskins was talking about you.
I did Petri Hoskins. What?
Yeah, she was talking about you. She was bigging you up because you're on the thing in Australia.
Oh, Father Dear Father Down Under. There's a reference.
Yeah, I'm a celebrity, get me out of here.
That was it, yes.
And she was rooting for you.
Was she? I love
Petri. She knows you and you know her.
Do you know what? I texted Petri yesterday for the first time in about a year. I love Petri.
I listen to her in the morning when I'm about.
Yeah, she's good. She's good.
She is good, yeah. She's you know, she says she's like you. She says how it should be said.
Yep.
Instead of pouncing around sort of about PC and all that.
Yes.
That's why I like listening to you.
Yeah, I don't give a damn. I don't care, Dion. I don't care.
I know. I thought I normally go through the papers through the night, and one came up with you, and I thought, well done.
Well done. Thank you, mate.
Great stuff.
I appreciate that.
It was. I thought, well done.
All right.
Maybe.
Go on.
Should have more radio like that.
Thank you, Dion. You're a good lad. Nice to talk to you, mate. Thank you very much indeed. What have I written down here? I'm the type of guy who can never muck around. That's not the right page. Why do I write pages down? Oh, here we go. MPs want to ban eating dogs, despite having no proof it happens in the UK. Why do we all get so sensitive about eating dogs? What's the deal? What's the deal with eating? Why is that such a weird thing? We eat pigs and we eat cows and we eat sheep. Some of us eat cats. What's wrong with eating a dog, man? MPs have demanded a ban on the eating of dog meat, even though the RSPCA said there was no evidence it happens in this country. They have backed a campaign by an international canine pressure group to have the disgusting habit made illegal. It's a bit racist, isn't it? In certain parts of the world, dog is considered a delicacy. So you're saying that those people are wrong just because we invite dogs into our homes? Those people are wrong. What about in India where they don't eat cows? Where they worship cows? You go to India, there's cows just walking through the street. Well, I was in India once, and this cow just walked into a shop. We went, what's that? And they said, well, you can't shoo it on. It's a cow. It's like the holy animal. It's just a cow in the shop. So what? And we all think that's a bit weird, but Downing Street promised to look closely at new US legislation introducing a total ban on the import, trade and consumption of dog meat. But the RSPCA said it had never received a report of anyone eating a dog in Britain. Dogs are eaten in several Far Eastern countries, often in the belief the flesh is a health tonic. In the UK, there are already laws making the commercial trade in dog meat illegal, but campaigners are calling for tighter controls as neither the killing of dogs to eat nor consumption of dog meat is currently outlawed. Oh, man. I'd love a dog sandwich right now. Nice bit of dog meat. Oh. The Hong Kong-based World Dog Alliance said it believed the practice was being spread in Britain thanks to immigration from the Far East. Just come on, man. Why is it that some animals were a little bit funny, and then other animals, it's like, yeah, no, kill that one. Kill that one. Eat that. If I was on a desert island and there was a dog there, the dog would get killed and it would get eaten. Have a spike up its bum and it'll be hog roasted over a fire. Bet Paul Ross has eaten dog. Come in, Paul. You've eaten dog, haven't you?
Not yet.
Not yet?
It's on the list.
I bet you. I thought you would have been to like Korea.
I've eaten monkey accidentally, I think, in Brazil.
Accidentally?
No, true story. It was when I was doing more serious stuff back in the 80s.
Yeah.
And we did an investigation into mercury pollution up the Amazon towards the Bolivian border, because there was a big gold rush there. They were sieving it out, combining it with mercury, killing the freshwater porpoises.
No.
And we went up there, and literally it was like the Wild West. I mean, we saw human bodies floating past. There were shacks. They were making so much money. There were shacks with like 4 Harley Davidsons outside, but no plumbing. It was that kind of thing up there. And we went to this cantina right between a place called Portobello and the Bolivian border. And the guy said, we're serving stuff. And they all stopped talking the minute we went in, that classic, like you're back in Wales, back in the 60s, or in a Western. And we said, we'll have some of that. And our guy was speaking, but nobody really spoke. The guy spoke Portuguese, and I spoke a tiny bit of Portuguese, but they were speaking their local dialect.
Yeah.
And so we got the food, and it was like a stew for breakfast with some rice, and they gave us leaves to scoop it up with, and then finally they produced cutlery. And I said to I had a couple of early beers, and then I said to the guy, what did we just eat? And he looked at me, I said, and I like mangiare, and he took me to the door, and he put his arm on me, and he pointed at the monkeys in the trees. Now, whether that was true or not, I don't know. Whether he was winding up the gringo, I don't know, but not dogs. I wouldn't have eaten a monkey through choice.
Really? I mean...
I interviewed an American guy once who lived on roadkill for a year.
Oh, yeah.
And he ate Labrador, anything that was left by the road, and that's what he lived on.
Yeah.
And he was kind of interesting fellow. He's one of those survivalist types. And he was really quite upset that his book hadn't made him money. And it was a cookbook.
It was a cookbook for
It was
roadkill.
Roadkill cookbook, and his story of a year. But it was he was just a slightly odd bod. He's probably got a compound somewhere.
Yeah, nut job. What is on your show tonight, Paul
On the
Ross?
show tonight, I can't wait for this. Disney have got this plan they're floating for robot stuntmen. Have you read anything about this?
No, I've not
Robot
seen
stuntmen. We've got one of America's leading stuntmen, former pro wrestler, on the programme to talk about the pros and cons of that. I'm looking forward to that.
Are robots, what, jumping out of planes and
Well,
stuff?
they reckon they can now make those. I mean, you know, we've all seen images of, and we had somebody on the show who's developing the so-called sex bots.
Yes, yes.
So they've got the facility now. Rather than Tom Cruise break his ankle when he leaps from building to building in London, they could make a Tom Cruise robot with a skin that looked like Tom Cruise and program that to do some of this stuff. But of course, it'd be much more powerful. They've now got robots that can mimic the kind of jumping power of spiders. They can go like 18 times their own height.
Wow.
So you'd have superhero movies where in the long shot it would look like Tom Cruise had genuine leaping, bounding
They
powers.
can do that with CGI now anyway,
But the
can't
feeling
they?
is it would interact much better. And
Okay.
we can all kind, I know CGI's got so much better by
Yeah.
leaps and bounds. I mean, you watch the first Jurassic World now.
Yeah.
It's like watching Gertie the dinosaur from 1921.
Yeah.
But actually, so they're talking about this, but we've got somebody on who obviously thinks this is a terrible idea.
Be out of
That's
work.
why he's made his millions. So we're
Yeah.
talking about that as well. And also a lovely story. They're trying to reintroduce bison into the wild in Canada in particular. There were once 30 million bison.
Yeah.
And they're endangered by the late 19th century. They've just had on this wonderful national park in Banff, 3 bison calves have been born, which I think is a lovely story. So we're talking about that as well. Loads
Lovely.
and the usual old tosh.
The usual old tosh. Lovely Paul Ross on at 1 o'clock. Thank you very much indeed. Now, you talk about... No, go, do you know what?
Don't you point that finger at me, young fella, me lad.
I'm going to have you on this.
I'll pull it.
You talk about... Don't pull it. Don't know.
No.
It's not. About using a little bit of Portuguese when you were away. Did you have phrase books when you used to travel around?
I didn't actually know on that. I can't remember what happened. I think I got one of those. It was a cassette tape I played in the car.
You learned it?
Well, no, but I attempted it, but it was terrible, really.
Because it says there's a story of the phrase book is dying because I've got it on my phone, but I'm streaming, so I can't use it. Because there's all these apps you can get now where you speak into the app.
Yeah, and it translates it like a vocal, like the fish in Hitchhiker's
The
Guide.
Babel fish.
Yeah.
It's incredible. We were playing with it the other day because Catherine knows like Spanish and stuff, so she was saying filth in Spanish.
Oh dear.
And it would translate it back into English as well.
It's a shame though about the demise of the phrase book. There was that brilliant Monty Python sketch, wasn't there?
The filthy Hungarian phrase book.
Drop your panties, Sir William. I cannot wait until lunchtime. My nipples explode with delight. What a great sketch that
It was a good one. Right, we're done. We're out of here. For God's sakes, man. That's enough of this rubbish.
Don't be silly, Kath.
That was my youngest, and that was only about 6 months ago we recorded that. And he was in the car with me the other day, and he said something, and I heard the voice of it sounded like a 12-year-old. He's just like his voice had matured, just like that. I hate them growing older.
When I was growing up, there was Ed Stewpart's, Family Choice or something on a Saturday morning.
Yeah.
And he said he did an episode at a children's hospital one week, a programme, and some little kid, 7 or 8, came up and said that famous, "Hello, darling."
Yeah.
But he never knew who it was, and he used it every week. And wouldn't it be a great little documentary to try and track
darling.
track that kid down? Because it's a great little catchphrase, and then he'd laugh like Sid James.
After 1 o'clock, Paul Ross is going to track that kid down and give him the money that he deserves. Thank you, Hayley and Sam. I'll be back tonight at 10. Till then, ta-ta.